Yes, that's right. It is Wolfpack Wednesday. No matter what the world tried to stop our streak of Wolfpack Wednesday. And I heard your guys' comments out there, and there's gonna be some rioting. There's definitely some heartbreak, some unsubscribers, just lots of terrible stuff going on, and we don't ever want that to happen. So we did our best to make it happen tonight. We're getting going here just like a half an hour later. We got some stuff to talk about, but I'm really glad that we were able to put it together. It was a little kind of hit or miss and just kind of off the cuff, but yeah, here we are. So it's a great feeling to be back on Wolfpack Wednesday.
Yes, that's awesome.
Awesome, because we're here. And I got DLO The Collector. I got Brick, Artemis, and EvilSneaker. How are you boys doing tonight? Merry Christmas. It's December, our first stream in December.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You guys stoked?
Yes.
We got a lot of news, a lot of rumors with Hot Toys releases, and some people maybe even photoshopping some stuff. And we got J&D with their little tease video last night, and then what we call the artisan fuck ups, possibly. We're going to talk about that, if it's something to worry about or not. So yeah, definitely a lot of good topics to talk about. But before we get into the chat, I just want to know really quickly too, anything you guys have picked up recently within the last week? Anything incoming? Anything you're looking at here? DLO, I want to start with you on this one.
Yeah, that makes sense. I bought the most shit probably this week, right? So why not? Yeah. Okay. Sure, why not? So let's see. So I told you guys last week I picked up Peacemaker and Electro for the Black Friday deals I found last week. Peacemaker's in hand. Beautiful figure. Still waiting on Electro. It finally supposedly shipped today, so that's inbound. Thank goodness. But I also snagged me a little bit of more Spider-Man action yesterday.
Ooh.
I got a coupon.
Nice.
Good old Sideshow. They said, DLO, we love you. We love what you're doing on Wednesdays. Here's $50. I said, thank you. I'll take it. Because I'm not against being bribed, people. I'm not against being bribed.
Was that your special code?
Yes. How'd you know?
You're special, DLO. It's funny because I don't know if we ever, all four of us, are always buying figures at the same time. Like DLO was kind of had the restraint, and Sneaker and myself were going nuts. And then now we're like, oh, well, I was like, oh man, now I got to slow down. But then DLO's like, oh, good deals. And then Brick has just been like the true soldier. He's like, nope, Christmas time, I got to hold back. But you got something even just a couple weeks ago, Brick. You got that RoboCop.
Yeah, I got the RoboCop. I'm slowing down, but I'm still getting here and there. Yeah, I bought a lot of Lego.
Oh,
that was my problem.
You don't say Legos in the Lego.
Lego.
No, me. It's Lego.
Hot toy.
Lego to Lego. Yeah, hot toy. No, but yeah, I spent a lot of money on that. But I did get the RoboCop a couple weeks ago, and I do have Miles 2.0 from the Spider-Man game coming. Should be here Saturday from Sideshow. Sometimes they're about a day or two early, so I'm really excited for that, especially since Sneaker did his unboxing about a year ago, and feels like that anyways for me. And so yeah, I'm very excited to actually have that one in hand
again. Yeah. How about you, Sneak? You been a good boy?
I've bought nothing. I have not bought anything since our Black Friday hunt to Freak Toys.
That's pretty good for you.
But I will say that Grand Inquisitor just shipped today, which was a pre-order of mine from Underground Figures. So he shipped. He will be here on Saturday.
Nice.
That's the only one. Really, I'm just like, yeah, I have nothing else that I'm literally. I know I've said this a lot in the past few months, but right now, because Christmas is around the corner, like we're are we 2.5 weeks from Christmas?
Yeah, something like that.
So like we're 2.5 days from,
I got a lot of shopping to do yet.
So like I just, at this point, it's Christmas time. I'm just going to ride the rest of the month out and just see kind of what happens for Christmas, and then see what happens with some of these figures that might still be released, even though I guess now with stuff being released, is it going to get here in time before Christmas, no, it's really unlikely, I guess, for that to
Right.
happen at this point. But I still just want to kind of see what happens for the holidays and don't want to buy anything for the rest of these next few weeks here. But yeah, Grand
Trying your
Inquisitor's incoming.
damnedest, aren't you?
Also, yes, and also it is day 22 of my Iron Man D100 in transit,
Ooh.
and he's been stuck in customs since
Jeez.
November 25th. Okay,
That's when that happens.
I am praying that little baby Jesus on Christmas in the
Light a
manger
candle.
will deliver my D100 to be under the tree. Yes, I'm still holding out hope that he is safe and he's all right.
We got ours at the same time, and we were going to do a live unboxing together. And then I'm like, dude, I just can't wait.
that's
He's like,
right.
mine will
You just
probably be here
imagine-
around
you just imagine that
Thanksgiving.
thing just sitting in a box still right now. No.
Does anyone like getting a hot toy for Christmas? I know you are, Graham. I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
but-
getting.
Yeah, I'm getting a couple, and then I have the I made a kind of a on the it was like just short notice purchase of the War Machine, the Mark IV. So that should be here Friday, but I do think I'm going to get that for Christmas. I am going to have to cover about half of it myself, but it'll still be something that I can open for Christmas along with a couple other ones. And then tomorrow, even though I should not be doing this, I think I'm going to go pick up TVA Loki at my local comic book store.
Jeez, gosh.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Oh,
I don't think I do. I don't think I do. So,
You're done. It's
probably. Yeah, so.
yeah.
But yeah, are you guys getting anything for Christmas?
I
it
am,
all-
but I am opening that shit up now. F that.
Sure.
I'm just I can't do that. I'm a grown man. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't need a tree.
You mean
I
you don't
need
like
to get
running
back.
down the
Need a
stairs?
tree. I don't
and
need a tree.
Getting, yeah.
So like
Man.
I'm
Listen,
pretty bad about Christmas. Like I try to find out what I'm getting all the time. But
How old are
I
you?
think
Come
like
on.
yeah, I literally
Like
like will
Shakespeare.
try. I will like I'm a prior when it comes to like trying to figure out gifts and stuff. But this year I've backed off because I think my wife has something up her sleeve. But I'm letting her kind of just do her thing, and I'm backing
Give her the
off.
moment, man. Give her the
Give
moment.
her the moment and let
Give
her
her the
surprise me. I'm not prying too much. I'm kind of jokingly prying here and there, but it's funny because she hasn't really asked me what I want for Christmas, which means she knows somehow and she's confident in what she's getting me. Okay. So I kind of have some
Yeah.
inklings here and there, but I'm just letting her do her thing. So will it be a figure? You guys have to wait and see.
Maybe it'll be like a lawnmower or
I already
Yeah,
have one. Of
maybe
those.
it's like
a mattress or
I already have one of those too.
Something to let you do that project you've been
A
telling
ladder.
you to do for years at the house. Like that. There you go.
Here's
Yeah,
a
that
nail
ain't gonna
gun.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So, well, good. I mean, yeah, we're all getting some stuff coming in. It looks like relatively soon. So that's the fun about collecting. Obviously, there are times when we do need to have some restraint, but it's very difficult. So, having said that, let's check in with the chat. You guys are going to town there in the chat. So let me scroll back up here. We got Mike Litteris, channel member in the house. Too sweet to you, my brother. Thank you for
Mike.
being here. Quesablanco was one of those that I think was going to riot or unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we
Saw that name.
kept him, in the Wolfpack. So too sweet to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
You
We
know
got
you do
Brandon
right when
Mosley.
when the team actually gaslights you. Like shout out to you guys in the community. You
I felt
gaslighted the
guilty.
shit out of us, and we're here. So
Felt guilty.
there you go.
It worked. We made it happen.
We're doing something. right.
Brandon, thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate it. We got the movie canon. Hello, fellow collectors. Eclectic Collector. What up, everyone? Tristan. The place to be on Wednesday evening. Appreciate that. That means a lot. Tighter FL. Good to see you. It's happening. It's happening. Should have gotten that Michael Scott gift for that one. Hammer of God. Good evening, fellow collectors. Primetime reviews. What's up, guys? How are you? Thank you for being here. Christian Cooper, what's up, boys? Oh, not much. Just hanging with the boys, as DLO said. Wednesday is for the boys, so that's why we're here. If there's any ladies out there that want to watch, that's perfectly fine too. But Eddie in the house, what's up, fellas? The movie canon. Loving the Xmas gear, Brick.
Hey,
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
We talked about it, and I think Brick was the only one that followed through.
Or
By the time I got dressed, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not going to do it this. We'll do it next week." I'm like, "Well, too late." Damn it.
Yeah. And it's funny too because it's Saint Nick Day today, so
Yeah.
it would have been a Perfect day to do
Just
it. You guys,
picture you
anybody?
reading that message with that outfit on.
Yeah,
crushed.
I'm just
Just crushed.
I'm like setting my stuff up. I'm like, I was like,
Well, we
I'm
do
gonna
have
look like
we do have
such
the
a
Christmas
loser.
lights at least. So
I
you
put
know
on
we are
green
somewhat
for the
festive.
occasion.
Yeah,
That
There you go.
helps.
I got the
Sneakers got
green
lit.
on in the back.
yeah. It's
I
all
look
good.
so pale right now though with all this red.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
how
know.
I feel too. It's
so bad.
winter in Wisconsin. We don't see sun,
Ugh.
so
Yeah, I get that. I got that year-long tan. If you catch my drift, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
very
Lucky.
nice complexion.
Thank you.
All right, Raiden Z in the house. Thank you for being here, Jedi291. Hey guys, good to see you. Good to be seen. The Ben Thomas show. I thought the show was canceled. Yes, I was guilted, and I missed you guys too, and I missed you guys on the panel. So this is our time to hang out. So I had a supper with Santa with the family. I just wasn't sure how long it was going to take. I haven't done it for years. First time with the kids, so I just figured instead of scheduling it like normal and then being super late and then looking like an idiot, then I would just cancel. And then, but everybody, like, I didn't expect everybody to be like, dude, really, we're really canceling, or like no show, like. So it was awesome
So
to
what
kind of hear, and just made me want to do it.
What is
I got back to
supper with Santa? Is that like he flies his reindeer, lands on your house, and has
No,
a good
so
old
it's-
time with your kids, or what?
It's a get together by my local snowmobile club puts it together, and basically it's at like a bar/restaurant. There's like a hall attached to it, so they put on a dinner. You come for dinner, hang out, and then what happens is Santa makes an entrance, okay, and he he comes in, they sing a couple songs, he says hi to the kids, and then he sits in the front, and he's got gifts for the kids. So he calls them by name. They come and sit on his lap if they're so willing, and they get a gift from Santa, and they can open it, and just
You
kind
sit
of
on
hanging
his
out.
lap and get a hot toy, or
No, I did not. No. But my girls got one got a Bluey stuffed animal, the other got a Bingo stuffed animal from the Bluey show, and then they both got markers as well. So, and it was actually stuff that was on their list, so it was a pretty good night for them. So they were happy.
They cleaned up. Nice.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Striker in the house. Good evening, everyone. Adric, hello, gentlemen. Zord Photography, yo, hey everybody, happy
What's
holidays,
up, dude? Hey,
Big fan of your work, Zord.
His content is
Yeah.
super dope, bro.
Big
Yeah.
fan of your work, buddy.
Yeah, same.
Which Spider-Man did you pick up, D'Lo?
Actually, I did not pick up a Spider-Man. I picked up somebody from the Spider-Man family. I got the Green Goblin with that $50 coupon. It worked on that Green Goblin that was in stock at Sideshow. So I had all my points from the Spooktacular that was, I was holding on to, thinking Black Friday was going to be a big deal. And, patience was on my side here. I got a sweet deal out the door, brand new, $284 shipped for the Green Goblin Deluxe. There you go.
Exposure.
Christmas
Oh, man.
for me.
That's a good deal. Congrats on that, picking that one up.
Thank you.
X-Man Supreme, hello everyone. 16 Salvo, what's up, fellow collectors?
What's
D'Lo, is that technically a mullet?
I don't know. I think they call this more of a faux hawk these days. It's not a
Faux hawk.
pure mullet. I can grow it
There you
out.
go.
See if you guys want. Let me know in the chat. I can get that bad boy
Do
longer.
it. Brandon says I need to get on y'all's level of displays. Yeah, I mean we all invested in module cases. Definitely a painstaking ordeal with the weight, but if you can wait, it is worth it. It is an amazing way to display your figures. And I think Brandon has DTOFs, and his collection is pretty sweet too. So I mean, I think that's fine too. But man, if you want to take the plunge, they're definitely worth it. I think speak for all of us on the panel when I say you guys are definitely happy with your cases as well.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Snaker, Brian's watching.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at a comment saying I look like Sam Darnold, and I was just
Sam Darnold, he's seeing
Sam
go.
Darnold, really?
Seeing go.
Andy Dalton.
people
really more.
keep telling me who I look like, and for some reason, like the past few streams I've been on, people keep telling me I look like different people.
The red rifle.
So I'm sorry, but yes, no, I'm very happy with my module cases. Obviously, yeah. Yep.
Graham looks like Sean McVay.
And Sam Darnold's no longer on the
Oh,
Jets.
I'll
I
take
hate
that.
the Jets, so it's okay.
Yeah. We got Chris Santos in the house. How's everyone doing? Doing good. Good to see you. Payton 23. Hello, fellow collectors. What's up, Payton? Thanks for being here. Queso Blanco says, I'm doing a crazy Christmas spending spree with my 6,400 I received from the government last week. Make sure you fill out your online forms, guys.
Dang.
Is that real?
That's a lot of cheese.
I thought that was. Isn't that a scam? Isn't that
I
a
got
scam? That's a scam.
That's a scam.
What do you work for?
Anyway, we got David in the house. What's going on, David? Appreciate you being here. Brad, hey guys. Hello. Thank you for being here. We got Born Again. Hello there. Sneaker looking like Sam Darnold. You guys are the best. We got Reverse Zio in the house. Evening, everyone. Thank you for being here, my friend. Titer says, Snowmobile Club. We have a few of those down here. Yeah. I used to be bigger into snowmobiling in my younger days, but surprisingly, even in Wisconsin, it's really hit or miss unless you go further north if you're gonna have snow or not. So, yeah, just kind of fell out of love with it because it was just so hard to get going. Jazzy in the house. Yo, I thought no stream tonight. Yeah, so we changed our mind, got done early, decided to give the people what they want and show our faces and talk a little figures here. So we are here, and we're glad that you found us, Jazzy. And speaking of Magic cases, we got Brian Wong in the house. Hello, bros. Good evening. Thank you for being here, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Appreciate you. Universal Key, good evening. And X-Man says, some say that snowmobiles are the dirt bikes of the snow. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. All right, let's just jump right into it, guys. Let's take a leap here because J&D is getting into the 1/6 game. We know that. We know that they teased a Joker. We didn't know prices, and we didn't know exactly what the key features are going to be in this figure. So I kind of want to just watch this or skip around, and we can talk about it. Whatever you guys think. I guess what I'm curious about is silicone features here. So, and then like a skeleton body. So world's first patented penning invisible joint. This I like. The magnetic eye movement system. That is a really great idea. But this scares me a little bit. The silicone, like, is it going to hold up over time? Is this going to be more like a statue? This creeps me out. Having like a skeleton. A 1/6 skeleton, like I don't even know what to think about that, but yeah, invisible jointless. That's gonna be great. You can see it's gonna be rooted, but look at that. Look at the movement in there too. Look at the texture in the Joker.
Jeez.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they just took like that articulated skull, right, and like the articulated head with the joint and put it all under the silicone, so it's all just
pretty much
immersed in there, right, and can move it however you need to.
But what do you guys think of the silicone on a 1/6 figure? Because we're very careful with our Wonder Woman, our Ahsoka figures, for fear of ripping that, right? Do you think, being that this is J&D and they're going to be charging a boatload for these figures, that they figured something out with the silicone? Do you think it's a gimmick? I mean, what do you guys, what's your thought?
You got to proceed with caution with that, though. You cannot assume just because you're paying a lot of money for it that it's going to be something that naturally, because of the monetary value to you, that necessarily is going to translate into the proper material to, I guess, justify a purchase of that price, if that makes sense. So this year, it means it's very interesting technology. I'm actually very, very impressed with it. But also, you got to keep it in, perspective too. This is still, R&D. This is not a final product. This isn't even truly, a true demo of the actual figure it's going to be. So, we don't know what stages of that product that we're seeing small clips of. We're not seeing a full proportion figure yet. So this is super early. Now, it's impressive. It certainly is exciting. But now that we're touching into this type of technology with this kind of material, we need to get more answers now more than ever, simply because if we're going to make a purchase like that, it's got to work. It's got to last. And more importantly, it's got to hold up there. If I'm going to put my figure in that position, which, don't get me wrong, I love the idea of that happening. But if it's something that I can't keep for long, or I have to maintain it, or I have to repair it myself, that's gonna be kind of a bummer. So
Right.
yeah, for me, it's just like I'm very impressed, but I need to know more right now.
Good point. Sneaker, you want to piggyback off of that, or do you want to go right into these hands?
I can piggyback a little bit and I can talk about the hands too, but like I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's like a little bit too early to tell, but also I know J&D has like some experience with silicone with their statues. I know this is kind of different because it articulates, but also like I feel like from what we talked about last time,
statues as much either. Like you're not gonna be
you're not gonna be like
hands to
exactly. But I think at the same time, it seems like what we talked about, like kind of like what we talked about. I think it was last week we were talking about how like they've been R&Ding this for a while. And I just don't see them releasing this type of material if they haven't taken it and pushed it. Like what I would do if I was testing this product as a company, I would take that thing and crank it to its limits and see when it's going to rip. And I would do that repetitively. I'd put it on a machine that just goes like this with the head and rotates it back and forth and tips it up and down constantly for hours to see like when it will rip and figure out like that's what I would think the company would do is like, you know, test it to its limits and see like, okay, this is like the breaking point, which a lot of collectors are never going to take it to and hope that's what the product is. So I'm not really like too concerned about that. I think the movement with how they're moving it, I think it looks, you know, it looks really good.
no wrinkles or, you know, excess skin or anything.
It looks realistic, right? And then I guess I'll jump kind of into the hands. I mean, the hands are kind of same thing. It just looks really realistic. The only thing is I know, and we can talk about, I don't know if Graham, you want to talk about kind of like the rumor that is like what the different, like they say like C type only. I'm guessing, is that like their third tier of the release? Is that what they're talking about? C type only in the video? You guys know?
Oh yeah, I'm not even sure.
Because I know there's talk about, right, there's going to be a single pack, and then there's going to be a single pack with 2 head sculpts, and then there's going to be the 2 pack with 2 head sculpts. And then aren't the hands exclusive potentially to like the last one? Is that what
right?
My
like they were saying,
understanding was
like mechanical.
like the hands are going to be premium to like the most
Hammer of God
premium one you
smells
can
like
get.
different SKUs.
Yeah, so if it's if that's the case, I think like it's a bummer that you can only get the most realistic if you spend the most money. So they're kind of gatekeeping if they gatekeep the hands to the 2 pack or like the one where you have to spend the most money, that's a bummer because then you're not really getting like, to me, you're not really getting the full product in a way. Like, yeah, you're getting the silicone head, but then what are they going to do with the hands? Are they just going to do like the same pegs that they do for other figures? You know what I mean? So like you're going to get a silicone head sculpt, but the hands are going to be the normal thing. And then at that point, I'm kind of like, at what point do you say like enough is enough as far as what you need in a figure? Like I was looking over at my NR Joker and I'm like, this figure looks phenomenal. Is it going to look any better if I'm looking at that and it has silicone skin? Like, is that really going to bring a lot more value into my collection by having
Especially
a figure that has silicone?
That you're going to pay for this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like the price point you're going to pay. Am I good with paying like, you know, I never thought I'd say you're like looking at getting 2 Jokers, like the rooted 2-pack of a Joker, like that value now compared to buying something like this is like makes that seem like a better value. You know what I mean? When you're spending that kind of money. But so that's where I'm kind of like, at what point do you really like, this is like getting really, really, really high end. And for me, like in a figure, I guess it's awesome. It's a really great innovation, but I don't know if like, I guess I necessarily need a figure to be like this to this extreme when like what really is it going to add? I get it's going to add realism, but also they're really realistic already in a lot of cases. You know what I mean? Like is just like a really good looking figure. The Hot Toys one, we'll kind of see what the Artisan one brings, but I don't know if it's enough for me to say like this is something that I truly really really want to get just for the sole fact that it's silicone. That's like, I feel like the thing I'm kind of stuck on right now.
Well, and it's like, I'm wondering, and we can talk about this and whatnot, but I'm also wondering, because are those price points true, or are those just the rumors from our source? So let me just go over that really quick. So the rumor is, and I don't know if the validity of this, but the single Joker with 1 head is going to be $800, and I believe that's without shipping. Single Joker with 2 heads, $1,200. Double pack with 2 heads, movable fingers. So yeah, that's the Type C, $1,700. What kind of market are they going for here? Because I don't know. Like, I feel like in 6 scale, we're already spending, like, we already look at these figures as very pricey, you know, for what we're getting. It's a 6 scale figure. But I was watching Riley's video today, and I commented, I said, man, this definitely looks like it's out of my league. I never thought I'd be saying it, but I guess I'll be the cheap guy who only gets Hot Toys. Like, Hot Toys used to like, and it still is, but it was always like high
Top
end,
of the line premium.
top of the line. And now it almost feels like, even within art, you're like, well, I guess I'll settle for the Hot Toys. And then J&D comes along. It's like, well, I guess I got to settle for Hot Toys. It's weird how it just kind of changes or twists even in your mind. And I don't know what kind of market there is. I mean, obviously this is probably going to be really limited. You guys would agree to that?
These are gonna. I think if they're limited, they're still gonna sell out. Like, if
Yeah.
they make these limited number, they're gonna sell out, right? I feel like that's a given. If these are truly limited, 500 to 1,000 or whatever they might be. I don't see. That's another thing. Is like, are they gonna I don't see them mass producing something of this, like, with this technology.
It's tough.
Don't
Like,
see
how do you do
can.
that with, like? Yeah, I don't know. Like, this seems like it's gonna be something that's gonna be just hard. Like, you can't make a ton of these unless you want to do it over a really long period of time. I just don't.
See, the thing about this one here is this, like, this has exactly the same kind of feel as it did with InArt, because there's a lot of curiosity to there. This is definitely out of our comfort zone as far as how much we're willing to pay for figures, but at the same time, I feel like this one is going to be a slam dunk, not because of what it's offering, but just because it is the first of its kind. It's a first edition of a brand new line that part is intriguing to collectors. It's, you know, no different than how we react when there's a raffle or a lottery system for an artisan or anything else for that matter. Just because of the simple fact that this is going to be limited, it is super high end, it's very expensive, it is going to be for very select people, and there's only going to be so many people who are willing to put that money in, or people who can even afford this to begin with here. So I think this is going to be fine because of that, but what will be really more of an interesting and really more telling thing is the second figure. The next figure, when we all had somebody see it in hand, touched it, feel it, see if it is it really worth it? Is the hype real? Is this something that's going to last forever? And we have all those answers there. Then I think it's going to be really interesting how the second figure performs and what that second figure is going to be. But right now, you know, I was very excited about this until I saw this price point. I was trying to be the positive one, say, no, it's, you know, they're going to make it a little bit more reasonable. I mean, because you would think, why would you go this high? And now that I know that there's not only, you know, one version, but potentially 3 versions of this here. And the fact that the first version really is the only one under $1,000, at least as far as what we know for sure. We don't know confirm for sure or not, but say for now, that is the only one that's under $1,000. That's an effing insult, because quite frankly, you're not giving me, the consumer, an opportunity to experience the whole experience of this brand new figure.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer, but it feels like, for me, it feels like it's it's like an introductory rate to what they actually want you to buy. So they want to
introductory to it's an intro to premium premium product. If you want the whole thing,
I mean,
buy the most expensive one.
Precisely. But then on top of that as well too, it's just like the fact that the 800 is your introductory rate, and that is already by far record wise for a 1/6 figure, the most expensive 1/6 figure ever, single 1/6 figure, period. Right? Not a NR 2-pack for $1,000. You got 2 figures with that, right? At $800 for a figure that is incomplete.
Right.
That if I want a second head sculpt, it's going to cost me more. If I want these new hands showing this, that's an insult. Like, I think they really, really miss the point of 1/6 here. Hot Toys doesn't innovate enough. InArt innovates, but not as much as some people would justify for the price. Now you guys over innovate and you price us out.
Overbait.
Yeah. I made that up just for this because I don't know what you call that. Like, why do you over innovate and outprice the? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. So it sounds like they just want to make, like I say about InArt all the time. They're making 1/6 statues, except theirs can move and bend.
Yeah,
that's it. So
I think
I'm coming out.
I think another thing is we're talking about these prices. and we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier today. If these prices are real, they're going to get in the hands of resellers because that's the only where they're getting to the US. And the markup on these, if these are limited, is going to be crazy. And then they got to ship them to the US. So this is pushing an $800 figure. You can bank on $800 going over $1,000 to get to the US.
Yeah.
That would be my thought. That'd be my thought, is that $800 one is going to quickly become $1,000 to get it over to the United States, considering what resellers have to, if resellers have to buy it for we'll just talk about the one. Resellers have to buy it for $800. That's the MSRP on the figure. That thing is going to be coming over to the US 100%. Yeah. So like you can take that 1,700 and make it 2,000+. And on top of that, if it's truly limited, the aftermarket is going to push that even higher. It's just going to be astronomical. Like as US consumers, like that's going to be that's going to be a huge barrier to entry. I feel like for these, just like that alone for me, I'm just like, it's not even, I don't care about the Joker enough. I don't want to look at anything with it. But like at that point, I'm kind of like, the Joker doesn't matter. I am comfortable with the Joker.
No figure matters that much.
I agree with what you said, DLO, of like, yeah. I think like you're getting into statue territory, and you could get a centerpiece, really nice statue for that price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also,
you could get like you get a 3rd scale Joker for that. You know,
and think about like if it's $1,000, like right now you can get 5 Hot Toys in the like secondary market for that price. You know what I mean?
We were talking about
6
before
figures.
We started. Think about the grails that we all want, that we don't want to pay for now, but are worth it in the market, even today's standards. I mean, the big one that I think I brought up real quick was you can get a 2-pack of the Snow Patrol troopers there from Empire Strikes Back. So I mean, you have that out there. You can get Han Solo and Chewbacca 2-packs. I mean, you're talking about things that we covet in the community that are $200 less than what you're asking for.
Yeah,
Yondu would be like half the price.
But you could get essentially any Hot Toys that you consider a grail that you want for.
Exactly.
Change left over.
Less.
Yeah.
Yep, and have some money left over.
Yep. Something that you covet extremely, that you know, and you've wanted for the longest time. Now suddenly that is in your budget, because according to J&D, this is what a 1/6 figure should cost. No, you missed the point, guys. We want innovation, but we don't want your statue prices. Like that's where we are with this stuff.
Brick, jump in here. What are your thoughts?
I got a lot. Been thinking while you guys have been talking. So first off, I want to say it's scary. Like this figure is scary. This technology is very scary. It reminds me of like those movies that we saw as kids, like Small Soldiers, right? The technology, like these things I feel like are gonna like come to life, man. Like this is, it's got a freaking skeleton. All seriousness though, I mean, it's expensive. I mean, you guys are talking limited. I'm sure the higher you go to, the higher tier or the type, whatever, is probably going to be even more limited. So I'm sure that 2-pack is going to be more limited than type A, or whatever it would be called. At least that's what I assume. But it's scary. The hands are more scary because the way they move, like I'd be really afraid that those will break more so than the head.
I don't even like how they move. Like they have some bounce back, so how good are they going to be?
And
like
that's
stuff.
And that's kind of what Sneaker was saying. How they probably go extreme to try, as far as they can go. Like I want to see that. If I'm going to spend that much money, I want to see how far you can go with these figures before I buy one, right? Like I want to see when it will snap. So I wish they had those tests that we could kind of like Tesla or something, like or these vehicles that we're seeing, like how far can these go with like crashes and whatnot. Like I want to see that if I'm spending that much money. Now the good thing is, where it was in art, and in art was kind of pricey, right? When it first came out, it still is, premium, but now we have J&D and we're worried, or maybe not you guys, but some people are probably, we've talked about it, like, is Hot Toys going to say, oh, I can sell my figures for this much now? The good thing is
about that.
The good thing is, though, they can't, because they don't have this technology. Not yet, right? They don't have what this figure can do. The magnetic eyes, I can't think of this.
They have the following. I feel like they have the brand. So like, and they won't, like with InArt, they're not going to come at the same price, but they'll just come up. Let's just come up $50. Like
Sure.
That's what I'm worried about. Is like Hot Toys.
But they
just-
better add some stuff, because I mean, eventually buyers get annoyed. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, well, come on, like,
Yeah,
we're already spending on new figures. It went from like 235 to now a new figure is like 285, 310.
Right.
Like, you know, and that's not counting a deluxe, right? So deluxes are even more. So now then you got the artisan stuff that you're trying to keep up with, and now J&D comes and it's different technology. It's more of a premium. It's way outclassing in art. Let's be real here. Like, and Hot Toys. Like, to me, this is out of my league. This is not something I plan on collecting. But it's something that I'm going to love looking at, love studying and watching what they come out with next and where this all goes, what figures they do next. Not saying I'll never buy a figure, but as of right now, like, there's no way I'd buy it when there's like 50 other Jokers out there right now that I can choose from, that you guys even said, like, look just as good, at least from a distance, right? Without touching it and everything, it looks just as good, especially for the price point when you compare the prices. But that's just something that I have hope for, that Hot Toys can't be like, okay, let's jump up to 525 for a new, you know, figure. Unless it's artisan, of course. But
I feel like that wouldn't be a smart move by Hot Toys to just up their price just to do it. Like,
yeah,
that would,
without giving us this technology.
if anything,
right.
they should just not do that, because like this is a completely different market.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It feels
And-
like
and-
this is not even a 1/6, not to cut you out there, Brick, before you start. But if it doesn't feel like this is tailoring to the 1/6 community, it feels like this feels like an alternative to their statue audience.
Yeah.
Where they're
Right.
used to paying that kind of money.
Less
They
space.
want something there.
And how
Kind
long?
of the reverse
how
of how
long-
we are with 1/6,
Right.
where like quarter scale,
Yeah.
we think of that as like our alternative to like the statue. I feel like J&D's kind of position is almost like this is an alternative to our statue. So you want something a little smaller, but with our particular set of skills and details we put into our statues, you can get in a 1/6 now. It doesn't feel like it's for the hot toy
Yeah.
in our guy. It doesn't feel like
You
that
can get
at
it for
all.
a smaller, cheaper price. Yeah. For those statue guys. Now the thing is too, like, I think, like, how long are we going to be talking about J&D 1/6 figures, like, in this community? Like, we might bring it up like in chats and stuff like that, but for every figure that they release or announce, like we do with Hot Toys and in art, are we going to be doing the same with J&D if it's a completely different, like, ballpark, or like a completely different collector's dream? You know, like, it makes me wonder, like, how long, like a year, you know, to see what figures are coming out for a year, but then nobody's buying them, you know. Now, I shouldn't say nobody, but because there will be 1/6 collectors that buy this, but the majority of the streamers, I doubt they get all 6 or so that they said that they would announce next year. I mean, this is crazy price wise. But
Yeah, it'd be
whereas
really hard
Hot
to, it'd
Toys,
obviously be very hard to get them all if you wanted to.
yeah,
If you wanted to get them all.
So that's
it'd
why
just be really expensive.
right. So then it's like, well, like DLO said, it's more statues. So are we gonna continue talking about this if it's for more of the statue collectors? Now, I like talking about it now. I'm not saying let's not or anything like that, but just curious.
Yeah. Let's you guys in the chat, let me dive back in because you guys have some great points here. But I gotta go back kind of far because yeah, so X-Man says what's cool about this though is it's gonna push the technology of the hobby forward, so that's pretty awesome. Jazzy says,
100%.
yeah, RIP once it rips.
Hope
Brian
not.
also says, I'm worried about the whole figure start sweating. Yeah, silicone cracks over time, which scares me. So, I mean, obviously, this is obviously very early on, which we've talked about. So, I'm sure we're going to learn more, I would hope. But it's intriguing, to say the least. But, yeah, I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about it. So, let's see. There are many potential problems with this, though. Not just durability of the silicone, but also there's a lot of joints that could conceivably break inside the skin and be useless.
That's a good point.
It's a good point. Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and what
you
do we
gotta
do
think
as
of
US? What do we do as US consumers if that happens? Like, how do we get customer service to get the figure replaced if that happens?
right.
You know, it's kind of like we talk about Inert not being licensed in the state. It's like you would hope that there's some route if that were to happen. That would be obviously a huge bummer. But like, what do you do if you all of a sudden your figure breaks? You know.
Yeah. Bad Boy for Life says, I love competition, good for the collectors, but not willing to spend 1,000 for a doll. Wife will hang me. I am in the same boat. Yeah, let's see here. I just want a figure that can flip me off and make the shocker. Very nice. Striker says they should have used 89 instead. Oh, that would have been pretty cool. That would have been harder for me. So that I'm kind of glad they didn't, because then I would have been like, oh man, a new 89 Joker. But that would have been cool. I think they're just going with something a little bit more, I don't want to say relevant, but newer. So like it captivates more of the general audience today.
Do you think they do Batman? Since they're wanting to show off more of the silicone skin,
They're gonna do.
I guess
they're gonna do a Batman
for sure.
They're gonna do a Batman.
I guess they probably do like the Bruce Wayne and like Bale. You know,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah, they've done it multiple times before in statue form, so I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1,700's Prime 1 statue money. That's crazy. Statues from J&D site to spec markup, which is around 350 difference. So that's a factor too. Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to do completely seamless, why not do a figure with more exposed skin?
That's a great point.
Like an Ahsoka.
Right.
Or even a Wonder Woman.
It's a great point.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do a Wonder Woman, considering what they've already done with Wonder Woman, right? With their statue.
Sure, with their statues. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about their choice with Joker anyway. I mean, it's the safest pick you can ask for,
Yep.
right?
It's a smart pick.
Right.
You want to compete
That's
with
all
the
it
big
is
dogs,
there.
right?
But that's why I said this one is a no-brainer. Like the first one, no matter what we say or who says what or what opinions you have on it, this one's going to do well regardless here, just because it is the first. That's just a given. The second one is where it gets trickier. Like I said before, whoever's joining right now, when I said this, but when you have the figure in collectors' hands, reviewers, influencers, whatever you want to call them, and we got more in-depth information about how this figure works, the second one is going to be the real case study there.
Yeah.
To see how well this is going to perform.
I think too, like if we get outside of a character that's a Joker, because we talk about kind of like Joker fatigue. I think like that's probably going to play a role in some people. But if we get a character that hasn't really been done or hasn't been done for a while, and it's something like kind of like we talk about with InArt, where Brick kind of says, you know, it'd be nice to get. It's nice when InArt does the figures like Game of Thrones that other companies aren't doing. If they do a figure that maybe some other companies aren't doing, that would maybe I think change people's minds a little bit as far as the conversation goes too, because we're not talking about a figure that is getting an artisan edition, already has InArt, which everybody's been talking about, InArt's first figure. So I feel like that is probably playing a factor as well in kind of the conversation revolving around the figure.
100%.
Zord says, dang, my limit was that DeLorean from Hot Toys. Mad respect to those that drop that kind of money for that one figure. That's the most I've ever spent too, is on that DeLorean. So yeah, I mean that's a whole vehicle. So I mean it's just to each their own, you know. Some people don't have problems spending that kind of money, and others it's just that's a lot. So let's see, we got Collector Joey in the house. Thank you for being here. Okay. Yeah, Tristan says 1,700. I need a cupboard with a key, and the figure better come to life at that point. We got good old Spotchka in the house. Thank you for being here. Let's see, J&D, damn, InArt charges 1,000 for theirs. All right, bet we'll match you and do 1,700 for ours.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Oh, Sneaker, what if they made a rooted Obi-Wan? What's your price limit?
Good question.
Well, my answer is they won't, because they can't. Nobody. So that's one good thing for me. I feel like they won't, because like nobody has a Star Wars license, so I'm safe when it comes to that. But I don't know. I don't know. I still like that price is just a lot.
Oh man, X-Man. Shit, you can get a real doll for what this may end up costing. I've been told by people who are not me. We got Frank's Collectibles in the house. What's going on, Frank?
What's up, Frank?
Thank you for being here. I think InArt and J&D need to be very careful not to price themselves out of the game. I'm sure the figure will be great, but how many figures or characters can you produce that will sell at that price?
There you go. Nailed it. That's it.
And again, I bet this is going to be super limited, just so that they can just, you know, definitely sell out. And like I think one of you said, Brick, or one of you guys said, like, if it's this intricate of a figure, I can't assume they're going to make 5,000, 10,000. You know,
And maybe they don't want to mass produce this. Maybe they want this to be like a limited premium product line for their company too. You know what I mean? They haven't really spoke to that. Maybe they're not trying to like get this to be in the thousands of, amounts of figures that they're making for it.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, though, bring this back up here. Why aren't they?
Yeah, sure.
Why can't they number these? Why can't these?
Well,
be
they
numbered?
might. Maybe they will.
Sunnyvale.
I think they
Do
said
they,
should.
do they number?
They
Do they
should be
number
numbered.
any of
They
their
wouldn't be numbered.
statues? Do they number any of their statues?
That's a good question. I would imagine they do.
Great question.
Maybe somebody in chat can let us know if anybody knows about J&D statues. Do they number them?
Graham, can we talk about those hands one more time? So,
Sure.
So like the version that does not have the Type C hands, okay? And you were talking about how the grip on these ones, on the Type C hands, the silicone hands, the grip might not all be there. And if you get the Type A figure with like normal hands, I'm guessing that we usually get with other figures, how many different hands are we going to get? How is that going to go about? And is this a real problem? Could this be a real problem where is if we get Type C hands, is that the only hands that we get? We don't get the other type of hands. Like, this is
I would assume I would assume you'd get both. You'd get the ones that come with the other ones, and then they just throw in a pair of these articulated hands.
Okay. Well, that'd be nice.
That's what I'm assuming. I mean, do you guys think it's any
Because
different?
if they don't have grip and then you're screwed, you're like, well, I got nothing to hold this card here. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just don't know how the
Time will
arms
tell.
are placed because they're seamless. So if you get the other hands, they might, go on different. I don't know.
We got Jimmy in the house. I'm not sure if he's talking about the panel or just people in the chat. He says, you guys complain for absolutely no reason. You do realize J&D has put in money into their patents and R&D, right? You can't have this for free. Good Lord. Yes, we do realize that they have patents for this technology. And I do realize that costs money. But you're selling a 6-scale action figure for upwards of $1,700. I think that's one end of the spectrum and free is the other end. I think we're just thinking it was going to be more in the middle ground. I don't expect anything to be for free. We're in the Hot Toys collecting community, and I don't think any of us on the panel expect things to be free. But it is kind of a shock when it comes. Like, we're all guessing. I mean, I think I was one of the higher ones at 900.
I was on the lower end. I was hoping
so now we're like looking at that being pretty much the lowest that you can get this for. So I think that just prices a lot of the 1/6 community out of this figure. I mean, I'm sure some are going to be dedicated to buy it, but I think you're pricing out and you're going above and beyond.
I don't think we're complaining. I just think we're all kind of saying hell no. Like,
we
understand why it's expensive, but we're just like, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a complaint. It's more just like it's evaluating the points of the price. I get the price and this is new technology. They've been R&Ding it. They have to make their money. I don't think it's a matter of complaining about it. I think it's a matter of evaluating whether or not the value is worth it.
For sure. And to kind of put a bow on this here, guys. I mean, for Jimmy, if you're still here, I mean, you got to look at it from a perspective like we're all investors, okay? Like we're all investors in this here. So whether you have 10 investors or 1,000 investors, that's gonna determine how successful your product's gonna be. No matter if it's the greatest product, if you can't get people to pay for your product, it doesn't matter how much you put into it. It's got to appeal to multiple people, multiple collectors, multiple people who are considering purchasing. So just because it may fit for one, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fit for the masses. And we're talking for the masses. We're not talking for one. I hope that answers your question, Jimmy.
And then Jazzy says, meanwhile, Hot Toys showcasing their Karen version displayed. Laughing my ass off. And we're going to talk about that next, is those artisan figures. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's kind of funny. So let's see. Yeah, Skeleton Sculpt looks similar to the aliens from They Live. Oof. We got Luis in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Let's just catch up here. Yeah, we got Daniel in the house too. Spec has that Joker 2-pack in. Buy one, get one 50% off. 1,000 for one. J&D is crazy. X-Man says, if J&D decided to put this tech into a slave Leia, that would be entirely different conversation. I agree.
Oh yeah.
You know, name it what you gotta name it. Brand it what you gotta brand it. Jabba the Hutt Leia, Bikini Leia. I don't know, something.
Sail barge
you gotta
Leia.
figure out. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, Jedi says it's definitely out of my price range. That's US dollars. Just imagine adding shipping duty in exchange to Canadian dollar for
Yeah.
US
I feel so bad
collectors
for
in
Canadian
Canada,
collectors, bro.
or for us collectors in Canada. Yeah, that's those taxes up there can be deadly. I mean, you know, Brick and I, we were into like cigars for a while. I mean, we still are, but like not as much. Now it's just leisure buying. But we were buying cigars and talking to people to the north of us on the tax that they had for cigars. Like a $20 cigar here would be like a $50-$60 cigar up there or something like that.
Nuts.
So yeah, just crazy. Rooted Jesus Kenobi.
I do want that Kenobi though.
Just
do
have
want
an
an episode.
imagination,
I do want an
Steve.
episode.
Damn it.
I would want it, but I don't know if I need it, you know, and I don't know if I'd want to spend that much for it. That's that's hard to say.
Tiago says all statues are numbered. I have 5 of them. Nice.
I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think they're gonna number these.
They need to.
Or,
that will help.
I think if they make whatever ones they make limited, I think they'll number. I definitely think this like 2-pack thing is probably gonna be the most limited of all of them, and that one's gonna be numbered. I would think.
Yeah.
It'd be a smart move.
It would be very smart.
Be the first thing they do that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DLO, what do you think of this? Warner Brothers fatigue is going to be real.
I would say Warner Brothers fatigue. I kind of agree with what Sneaker said, like more like Joker fatigue, right? Because there's so many like Warner Brothers figures we still don't have that. I would love to have in my collection. Like Shazam,
Blue Beetle.
Shazam, Blue Beetle,
Shazam. Let's go.
you know, a whole bunch. So I mean, I can I can use a break from Heath Ledger at this point. I mean, we've been talking about Heath Ledger
Let him rest.
strong for 2 years now. Strong between Hot Toys, InArt, now J&D. So I mean, from that perspective, I can understand that. But I mean, there's plenty of DC figures to be made all the time.
Just really quickly for Paul Enter, single Joker 800, Joker with 2 heads 1200, double pack with 2 heads and movable fingers 1700. These are the rumor. This is the rumor that we've gotten for price range. So you know, it could be different. Maybe this is all nothing, and maybe it's going to be $600, $800, $900. Who knows? But yeah,
That'd be nice.
I still probably wouldn't get it, but yeah, that would be nice. My wallet is forever grateful. Hot Toys has Star Wars.
For real, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, I think we are caught up here. Just check. Okay, so any final thoughts on this tease of the Joker? I mean, we kind of talked about everything. I mean, there's a lot that, you know, has to come forth yet, you know, before we can really even make an educated decision if we're going to buy this or not. I mean, I think at this point it looks amazing. I love the innovation, but it's definitely out of my price range.
Do you guys know if the 2-pack is going to be a different look, or
I mean, they're
is
probably
going to
do the
one's not?
I think my guess is what's going to happen is they're going to have the single pack with 1 head sculpt. And then the second variation is going to be the single body with both head sculpts. And those same 2 head sculpts in that one are going to be on both bodies in the 2-pack.
Sure.
And my guess is I would think the 2-pack is probably just going to be like InArt did it, with potentially like the jail cell version of the Joker. That would be a safe bet, like them having that like without the purple coat. I don't know if they would do like a completely separate one. I guess my guess is they probably won't do a completely separate one, because the head sculpt would kind of have to match the look of whatever body they're going for on the second body, if that makes sense. That would be I guess that's my take on it. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on that, but that's what seems like it would make sense.
Let's see here. Raiden says Jimmy complains for the good of health, is good for health. Yeah,
all
so
good.
it's all
Jimmy's
good, man.
out his opinion. It's fine.
Yeah, Sunnyvale says, to be real, there isn't a single character that I would even consider paying that price for. You know, I'm with you. I would hope that I would be with you on that as well. And he says, I already feel bad for spending the money I do on 1/6. I'm kind of there too. Like sometimes I feel bad, like I could be putting this elsewhere or, you know, whatnot. But I mean, I also think that we do need a gateway and a hobby that we can kind of share with each other and just kind of do our own thing. So, I mean, I think it's good too, but, you know, within reason, everything, you know, within moderation, you know, make sure you're being responsible with it. Ben Thomas says, how dare you expect this J&D to be free Jedi? I know. I mean, I just want it so bad, and I just can't pay for it. So I was just hoping that they would just give it to me, but I guess not.
If Jedi bought this, you guys realize that entire case in his Magic Case display would be gone, and it would just be one figure standing there, right? It would be.
Yeah. All these Jokers and not one laughing sculpt. Yeah.
That is really dope to get a laughing sculpt.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah, right. We need something there. So we got Hot Toys Hotline in the house. Just got here, so let me guess. We're all too broke to afford these. Jelly of those who can afford the $1,700 super awesome Mega Supreme Joker 2-pack. Yeah, we're all just stewing on coming up with reasons on why we don't like it or don't want it so that we don't have to face the truth that we just can't afford it. That's where we're at. Thank you for being here, Hot Toys Hotline. Appreciate it. Let's see. I thought Hot Toys figures was too expensive. What does Collection Obsession wants to know? What does the panel think Hot Toys' reaction to J&D might be, if any? I think business as usual, but
I think their main competition is InArt. I don't think they go after J&D, at least not yet.
See, I don't even think InArt's their competition. Like, their InArt only comes out with how many? Two figures per year?
But them doing Artisan and everything, that shows that they are competing. It's proof that they're competing, you know? So obviously InArt's not going to ever knock them out of the water or anything like that to where Hot Toys goes out of business, but they still need to make their sales, you know?
Right.
So they got to keep up.
No, I'll give you that. I mean, we never saw like an update from Hot Toys until InArt came along, and then all of a sudden, like the Batman, we're changing up the head sculpt and we're adding, you know, we're modifying the hair and whatnot, and a couple other things that they've done too, where they're like, you know, we're gonna update this, but then they come out with the Artisan line and stuff. So I get that. Sneaker, what do you think?
I don't think they're gonna do too much. I think what they're probably gonna do is just try to do like small little innovations with their stuff, like we've already kind of been seeing. We've seen Artisan. We've seen kind of the other thing that makes me think of is how they're doing like these different base variations where they have like Indiana Jones, where they have the thing coming out of the base where it can hook to his leg, so the base looks cleaner. So I can see them maybe trying to come up with like their own like tech to kind of move things forward. But I don't think necessarily that they're going to have some huge reaction to this where they feel like they need to do something way beyond what they're already doing when you can get one of their figures for under $300. I just don't. Like I said, I think, and it's hard because we all collect Hot Toys, right? So it's kind of hard to have a different, I feel like, look through it from a different lens. But an $800 figure is a lot different market just in general. I know we're all collectors and we talk about InArt and the price being higher, but $800 is a lot different of a price point for the majority of people than a $300 or less figure, period. Regardless if it's 6 scale, regardless, whatever. It's just a whole different, when you get to that level of like that amount of money and it's whatever $800 is percentage wise of 300, it's almost triple the price, right? So you're just like, I just don't see, in my mind, there's just the market, it appeals to us, but the market is still targeting different people with that price point. There's gonna be a lot of Hot Toys collectors that are just gonna say no to the price, and that's okay. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't want to make it sound like a negative thing by any means, because I think it's really cool, but I think I just don't think Hot Toys necessarily has to do anything different to compete with this level, seeing as they're not making an $800, they're not making an $800 figure. They're making $800 vehicles. You know what I mean? Like, they're not making $800 figures. They're making vehicles and large things to that price point. So it's just, like I said, I feel like it's just kind of a different targeted, it's just a different target for their consumers, I feel like, at that point.
Sure.
They're not losing an ounce of sleep, Steve.
Yeah, they're not going to lose anything. They're not going to lose any. They're not going to lose customers because of this. I'll put it that way. I just don't really see that happening.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a done deal. What do we got here? Jetty.
You're funny man, X-Man, funny man. So they're teasing a the 90s Wolverine or Wolverine, I guess.
97 Wolverine.
Let's see here.
What's this Hano Studio? It's a 1/6 figure, but
All right, so
That's 97. Oh,
December
Oh.
8th, which
tomorrow,
is
or 2 days, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
I'm the best that there is. Okay, I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do best isn't very nice. Claw attack. The growling Wolverine will come explain himself in 1/6 scale with attitude.
are you able to pause that?
Hmm?
Are you able to pause that where it shows the figure?
Maximize screen.
Enhance.
I don't know if
Enhance.
that's the figure.
That just looks like a figure to me.
I also love how the other Wolverine just released. And then they show this. It's just class. This is like a class. We need to like come up with like a name for like an acronym for the Hot Toys decisions, because this is like
Hot Toys,
classic.
Hot Toys, man.
This is a classic HTD.
That's so
of them,
true.
Of them releasing or announcing a figure right when they just released Wolverine.
Dang, look at
Those
that.
knees
Wolvie,
look heavily jointed, which isn't a problem. I mean, it's going to be badass, I'm sure.
So they didn't really show
Exciting.
much, but it looked like. Hold on, I got the sound creeping in my head here. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, the 8th
I don't
is
see it. What
probably
is
when they're
this?
going to actually unveil
I think
it.
Tokyo Comic Con starts December 8th. So I'm guessing like there's probably going to be some reveals that come out of Tokyo Comic. We got like Spider-Man came out of that, so I would think maybe this is the next one that they're going to show potentially.
What is Hano? Is that am I saying that right? Hano?
I don't know.
Hano. Is
No
that
clue.
like another toy company working with them? Like another thing working with Hot Toys to make this
Good
happen?
question. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's a good
We've
question.
got the questions, we just don't have the answers.
Don't have the answers yet.
It says to follow them on Instagram. So okay.
Yeah, so maybe they got something on Instagram right now, or maybe on the 8th is when they'll put something.
Let's see here. Let's see what Instagram's got to say over here.
IG. Check it out. Check it out. Here I thought it actually announced something that we were going to look at pictures, but that's still pretty cool. Who's in for that? At least, you know,
I'm in for that.
I am.
But it's going to make me want more animated shit. So now I got this is what's going to break me is this Wolverine if it looks good, you know.
Poor Brick is like, why must you make me
I'm out.
suffer like this?
yeah, I'd be out too. You know, but I saw DLO's video today on his top 10 Marvel figures, and I saw that Wolverine you had in there.
That Wolverine is nice.
That's beautiful.
And I
love
remember
that
seeing it, and then you know it was too far gone. But man, that would be a good one even for me. But I would be okay putting that in like my miscellaneous shelf. You know, like while Wolverine is Marvel, I don't know. I feel like it also fits just with Terminator and the Crow.
Like, it wasn't really with the MCU, you know.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, so
yeah,
that'll probably be the next
Well,
one. I
whatever
get
you
fixed
guys
I
on.
want an animated Cyclops, man, and
There's
Gambit. I
two
want all
different Hanho studios. You don't want to click on one of them.
that. Whoops.
Let's see. It's just the same teaser plus the logo.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Well,
worth my time.
Cool, but yeah, we'll have to kind of wait till we get a little bit more info, some images of the figure and whatnot.
Sure.
To see it, but sounds like Brick is in, Sneaker's out, and I'm thinking DLO's in.
I might be.
Yeah,
Damn,
we got
I'm
to
waiting for
see
this.
more.
I'm
We
gonna
got to see
I'll
more.
wait for
Let's go.
Deadpool 3, the inevitable Deadpool 3.
Ooh, that
release,
will be
so
a good one.
that's
that's
like-
gonna be good. But imagine that new Spider-Man that was the animated Spider-Man that has the silver eyes right now, pairing that with potentially an X-Men
know.
line. I mean, that's
Make
sick,
it look like they're fighting.
right?
or
Or the
something,
video
you
game.
know?
You guys remember the video game as a kid when it was? I think it was like
Yeah, oh,
Spider-Man
yeah.
2, and it was like with X-Men. Remember that one
Yes.
for Super Nintendo?
Yep.
Mm.
Dude, this was it? Was it you, Sneaker, on the Collector Tour? I remember hearing somebody say something about Marvel versus Capcom. Was it your Collector Tour?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, because I
Not that I
mean
remember.
whoever said that collecting like the Marvel figures with like Street Fighter and all that, that would be cool. So this Wolverine would look great for that.
Yeah.
That could have been like we were kind of having a conversation about like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I thought it
cross,
was
yeah.
yeah.
It might have been like something about pairing them together.
Started a poll just to see if you guys in the chat are excited for a 90s Wolverine in 1/6 scale. So go vote on that. I want to see what that poll comes out to be. Also want to say hello to my old friend Iron Logan. What's up, fellas? Hope all is well. Hope you are also doing well on the other side of the world, my friend. We got a collab again sometime soon, so it would be nice to have you as our special guest coming up here. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And X-Man is having a moment. He legitimately has tears in his eyes right now. That's awesome, man. I mean, you know, to care about a character that much and you finally get that figure, or you're going to be able to get that figure, you know, that's a big moment. And we're happy for you here in the Wolfpack. Just sucks that you're going to have to wait 2 more years to get it in hand, but it's still a
97 show. Is that 97 show on Disney Plus?
It is actually.
Is it? Oh man,
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen that in forever, but I grew
And
up.
they're
with
doing
that, you know?
another. They're doing like a reboot of it.
I
too,
heard
which
about that.
is
I
Interesting.
heard about that. Yep.
So we got to keep it moving, guys, because we are kind of on a time limit here. I want to try to keep this to an hour and a half.
Good joke. That was hilarious.
So we talked about J&D Joker and how great it looks and what it could be, and obviously the price and everything. So I want to transition to something that Hot Toys themselves showed us.
Ooh.
And it's their Artisan Joker.
Now there's a classy figure.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know, some people are like, well, you know, maybe they just didn't care enough to futz with it to get it to look just right. But guys, this is from Hot Toys. I don't know exactly what show this was at, and maybe you guys do in the chat or on the panel, but like this was from Hot Toys. Like this is Hot Toys putting this figure on display. So A, why wouldn't you get it to look good? And B, woof. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm shocked. What are you guys' thoughts? Brick, start me off.
Oh man.
Did you pre-order this?
No.
You missed out on this one.
I missed out on it. Yeah, that was the no, the Anakin was the fun story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the pictures. I'm gonna say what we all say as collectors, right? It's gonna look better in person, right?
It might. We were worried about Wonder Woman a little bit.
I think this is gonna be just fine. I think it's dumb that Hot Toys allowed this to be posted because it's not gonna help them at all. It's just people are gonna talk about it and it's gonna kind of bash the figure a little bit, but I'm sure that's worse.
This one's for Sneaker.
I feel like that one's better. I don't know why.
Really?
I feel like
I'd rather have a Lego
just-
minifigure head.
These are
okay?
honestly, I just like these. Just are hilarious to me. I don't know.
This
They both
looks
just
like
crack
it's
me
where
up.
they were at.
fine.
This looks like 10 years ago where they just had the rooted Barbie hair. Like now they're doing it wool, but it looks unnatural, unstyled,
It looks like they let
unflattering.
Andy's little sister play with these figures and tore the shit
What?
out of them.
And the head sculpt itself, the expression on the head sculpt, I don't think does it any favors either. Like
No.
it just
No.
looks like a
Is that the
weird
knife?
figure.
Is that the butterfly
Yeah.
knife he's holding?
The butterfly
Yeah.
knife
Why
that's
is he holding
going
it like
right into his wrist.
Why?
That's literally going right.
Why is he
He's
doing
literally
that?
slitting his own wrist right now.
Who
on
did
the,
this?
in the
Who
post.
sabotaged Hot Toys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good look, but I'm sure
It's
it's
the
gonna
tongue.
be.
This is the tongue. Like this is the
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him the tongue, like the alternate tongue.
that would have
the
been
knife.
fantastic
Love
right
it.
now with
Love
this.
Oh, man.
But Brick's not too worried. What say you guys? I mean, is there cause for concern? Is this just a weird circumstance where they just fucked up and it is what it is?
Yeah, it's fine, everybody. Everything's fine. We're gonna be okay. Whoever did this is definitely getting fired, but we're fine.
This Anakin is just like it
He's
just
fired.
makes me laugh, dude. Oh, it's funny.
The best thing is they both look like they woke up from a nap together. You know,
Seriously,
The
You
guy
know, this was
who
you
so
when
he
you woke
slept for
up.
like 24
the guy who
hours.
posed this is just like, it was my first day.
just waking
First
up
day on the
with
job.
potty mouth and asking for slices of oranges right now.
It looks like he's got one of those. What are those things like the bump it that you put in your hair in the back? Get the big.
Oh,
What do you call it?
A bump it. I thought. Isn't it called like a bump it or something?
What's a
don't know.
bump it?
You know, that was like a big. That was like a big thing that happened like back in the day, where like, if you had long hair, like, I mean, it was like a product for women, but you know, like you put it under your hair to give yourself the look of like a big, like it comes up.
That's a thing. I didn't.
Yes, that was a huge.
Where's
You
the
guys aren't
dye?
talking about Graham and Brick. You
Yeah,
guys
I know
I'm
what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know if it was called the bump it, but yeah, I know what you're talking
I know
about.
exactly.
Somebody in chat knows what has got to know the real
I
name.
don't know
I
what
forget
that
what it's
bump
called.
it is there, but
That's what it looks like for
Just
Anakin.
very unflattering photos.
he looks like he's late for work. You know what I mean? Like he's frazzled.
Yeah, or had
He
a,
looks,
or had
he
a
looks straight up
terrible
He
day.
distraught.
looks news and he
looks like
never
he's seen some
put the
shit,
alarm
dude.
back on. That's
Like, he doesn't want to be the Joker
That's my look in
anymore.
the morning.
Just this is
Yeah.
your artisan line. How
He looks
How
like
do you
he
let this
doesn't want to be
happen?
the Joker anymore.
he just wants to
shit,
get to
dude.
his 9-to-5 job. But yeah, even
Oh,
like
that's
Brick
too
said, like
funny.
why is he holding the knife like that? Like why is he posed like this? I mean,
Also,
This
what
looks
is
like-
this thing on the inside of his robe and his left sleeve? Like,
looks
what
like
is
Oh, that's
that?
a good question. What is that?
What the hell is that?
it's like
No,
a
it looks like
potpourri
he-
sack.
No, that's they
Bo.
it's, excessive part of the what are they, the robe there. So they probably put like a little clip or something. It looks like. 'cause it
Oh,
looks
I
like
see. I
bunched.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. This is just like, I mean, honestly, this is just more funny to me than anything. This is
Right.
gonna be fine. We've already seen these figures already displayed with them looking fine in other
Yeah.
photos at other events. Like, this is gonna be fine. This is what happens when you have a bad hair day, people. Okay.
And
Can you
Anakin's
imagine
like-
That's what it's chalking
coming
up
up
to that.
to you? Anakin coming up to you trying to use the Force like that, and his hair is just like
He's like
Not
falling
even.
asleep.
He's just, he has this
This
little
is-
like
this
crap. I was
changes
supposed to kill
nothing. This
younglings an
changes
hour
nothing.
ago.
If you take your in-art Joker and you go mess with, you can get the hair to look exactly like this if you mess with it easily. You could mold it into this. This looks like somebody literally was like, "Hey, go set that figure up," and they pulled it out of a box and stood it up
Yeah.
on a stand, and
Yeah.
that was it. No, that's what it seems like. Even the robe is like really like horribly placed.
Bad.
and
It's
like,
just bad.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what do you, who did this?
I don't
This
get.
is just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just don't get.
Oh, it's just like it's just too funny, man. Yeah,
Alright.
it's good.
let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. So, let's see. Let me go up here. Okay. Queso says I had tears in my eyes when I saw that Anakin today. Were they laughing tears or very
Right,
sad
yeah.
tears?
Clarify the tears, please.
Super
Oh,
Daniel wants to
gosh.
know what Brick's sweatshirt or sweater says. It says bite me.
yeah.
Hold on.
To all the haters out there, bite me.
And he's got a gingerbread man on there. So.
That
Makes
gonna
sense.
go over
It's
well.
pretty bad. I need a better ugly sweater, but I mean it's ugly, right? So
Yeah, what a pose. I
Good
love
stuff.
the narrative that this Joker is the wacky neighbor on a sitcom, and he just burst into the door, said his catchphrase, and is holding for the studio audience applause.
Somebody stop me.
Somebody stop me!
it's
Yeah,
chaos.
paparazzi. Lewis wants to know if we would buy this. I mean, I tried with Anakin. I think the sculpted Joker actually looks better than the rooted, and I also think that the in art rooted looks better than the hot toy. So I was trying for Anakin, and like Brick said, that was a cluster. So that
That was
didn't
terrible.
work out so well. But
Plus, for you guys.
Sneaker, you pre-ordered both, didn't you?
I did. Yep.
You might cancel this one though after seeing this.
Oh, of course. I'm definitely getting rid of it now that I saw this photo. No, it's gonna be fine. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it because I think I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep it. I think.
Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we have like a similar situation with Wonder Woman 100? as
Yeah,
well?
very
Like,
similar.
they-
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
a
like-
there was
The hair
a
did not look great.
there was a sideshow event, I think.
Just too puffy,
Yeah.
poofy.
And that was like, well, it's sideshow, it's not Hot Toys. But now it's like, dude, this is Hot Toys. Like, what are you doing? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Scarlet
like,
Witch.
Grandma-
You were probably going to see the same thing. I mean,
Graham, I remember like a few months leading up to the Wonder Woman release, you were just like, after you saw those pictures, you were like, yeah, I don't know if this is, I don't know if like this is gonna be right. But it turned out great, I think.
Yeah. I'm glad it turned out great.
Yep. Thank you,
for
sir.
you.
Just needs to be
The
flat.
tie is even crooked.
Yeah, the
Everything's
tailoring
wrong.
is not. Yeah, like his whole shirt
looks
is
wrinkled.
shifted over.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness to this here, I mean, the guy who works at the store, do we know if he's a collector or not? It's just probably his job. They told him to put it up, and it's up, and obviously he probably didn't realize the backlash.
Like, how do I put this? How do I balance this knife on here? Fine, here.
Disgruntled employee displayed this.
Comes with a
Take
knife.
that,
There you
Hot
go.
Toys.
Maybe.
Inart probably came and messed with it a little bit and just like came by and
He took a bribe. It's like, hey,
Mike.
I'll give you 500 for this.
Maybe he's on the wait list and he's just trying to get people to cancel.
There you go. I like your theory. Let's go with Jedi theory on that one. There you go.
that's good.
Sabotage. I like it.
What do you guys think of like the face though here? Do you think it looks good, or do you think it's like what we say for a lot of these photos? The lighting's bad. Like,
I think it's great. I like this one a lot.
This sculpt is gonna be super dope.
Yeah.
I can't
yeah.
wait to-
Oh, I think it's
can't wait
going to be for sure.
It looks great. I mean, the hair, like, this sculpt looks so good, man.
Yeah, that looks good
even
in
with
that
so
picture.
even with bad hair, I think it still looks really good.
the
So,
scars.
Rick,
perfect
sometimes
light.
sculpts that, regardless of bad lighting or not, or sometimes are so good it doesn't matter. You just know. But then
Right.
there's some figures where you're on the fence just because it could be a lighting issue and it could be better outside of lights. There's
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes you got that home run. This one's a home run. Like, I'm not worried about it at all.
Yeah.
It's really nice to it is really nice to see this sculpt still stand out considering what the hair looks like. Like, that makes me actually happier to see
Yeah,
it
that's
in
a
this
good sign.
form, knowing
Yeah.
that it's going to look better if you style the hair properly.
Honestly, it's just funny. Like, this is funny because, sometimes not me anymore, but back in the day, you'd wake up and no matter what, you just had that little piece of hair in the back just sticking up. And you go throughout the day without noticing. It's like just what Anakin's got going on here. Just kind of, it's humorous is what it is. So,
There
Sunnyvale
was a comment. Oh, go ahead.
tinfoil theory. This figure was posed by Viper from InArt. We got Frank in the house. What's going on? Daniel in the house. Hey, what's going on, Daniel? He says,
Buddy.
this is insane. Using my face on an alternate account.
Huh?
I don't know if
What?
he's talking about Super Daniel. But
What are you talking
I'm
about?
not sure. We got Six
Your
Skill
face.
Mafia
Oh, I just put two
in
together.
the house. Yo, I might be in trouble. Is it because you pre-ordered this or because you didn't pre-order this and you want it?
Are you now happy?
Mafia, do
about
you
this
like-
figure?
You like this look? Is that it? Or let us know. You are a fan of this Joker look. Is this how you're going to pose him? I want to know.
I might have to just replicate this pose and take a picture of it just for fun,
Right?
Please.
just for the memes.
So Daniel says apparently that Super Daniel's an alternate account. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
You guys figured that out.
Yeah, you guys gotta work that out on the side. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I got them cheeseburgers.
I got the cheeseburger.
I just did that reference.
Imagine
man.
holding a
I
McDonald's
got
bag
the
right now.
cheese.
I don't think any of
man.
us are really worried about this. It's just what baffles me is that Hot Toys let this happen, I guess, is what it comes down to. I mean, I was concerned about the Wonder Woman. That came out great. I think these are going to be fine. I don't think they're going to ship them out looking like this. But at the same time, even from the prototype photos, I thought the hair didn't look great on the Joker. I'll just say that. I think Anakin looks great. I think the hair line is off on the Joker. I think the hair is too full on the Joker as well compared to InArt. So that's just my humble opinion on that. So that's why I thought the sculpted looked better. And I do have that one on pre-order. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, just because I do have InArt. So I don't know if I need two of them. Like you, I'm getting a little fatigue of the Joker as much as I love him. But one is almost good enough. Now, someone said up prior, like a Nurse Joker would have been great. I agree. Like, I would almost even say a bank robber Joker again would have been a good option. However, they've done that a couple times as well. So, I don't know. Would you guys have been in on a Nurse Joker, or is that too?
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
That would change my attitude about a lot. Hell yes, I would get one.
That
Mhm.
hopefully will come out at some point. Yes.
Yeah, that would rejuvenate my
point, it'd be
interest in the
easy,
Frozen
right?
That
Joker.
would be an
We had
that
something
would
like
be an
that.
incredible.
You have the head
looking
sculpt.
figure if
Just
they did
make
that.
a different outfit at this point. You know, when this Joker comes out, you can make another Joker, Nurse Joker. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other thoughts on?
Well, the eyes are even bad. Like
Travesty.
where's he looking at? we could just
It's
bash.
like, yeah,
bash
what?
this pose.
I just picture them both looking at each other from across the room. Like I feel like that's the energy I'm getting from these two photos.
like wow.
I think
Dude, where's
another
my
thing.
car?
I think another thing is like Graham. You had mentioned the hair looks really full. I think too the nice thing about this is like you can see the amount that you can move the hair, which on a positive note, if you feel like it's too full, there's ways you can make it look like it's not as puffy. You know what I mean? Where you can like kind of style it in a certain way, which is obviously a pain.
I think even the hairline though looks off.
Yeah, the hairline
It
is
doesn't
like
look as
it'll be-
bad here, but it's too. It's not far back enough, but it is what it is.
So it'd be interesting to see like if you can change the look of that with the hair. Like I feel like in our Joker, there's a lot of movability with the hair. You can like, there's people. I mean, if you look online, there's people who actually like will take it and they'll wet it down and style it up differently with hair gel and stuff. Like you can do a lot of stuff with it, which is nice, I guess.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but I just did that recently with my Gamora.
Oh yeah.
So like, man, get yourself a little bit of this bad boy right
Yeah.
there.
Wait, hold on. What is that?
It does not need to be like on there, but sure, something basic. There you go. A little bit of this.
It's pomade.
Little tin of chew.
Yeah.
Got it.
You don't have to do shine. Some people like to do matte just to keep it from.
Little
I like
tin of
that little
chew.
shine and a toothbrush, guys. That's it.
Wait, hold on. I didn't get that on full. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think people know what a toothbrush looks like. I hope, but yeah,
So you know if it's soft or medium. That's all.
the bristles.
Yeah.
The bristles. Shit.
Ooh,
I
this
think
is a
one's
good
for, like, cavity
question.
protection.
This is
grab
a good
whatever one's
question
on
from
here.
Jazzy.
What do we got?
500 for Artisan or 800 for J&D? Which would you choose?
Ooh.
500 artisan.
400 sculpted.
Yeah, I do 500 artisan. The reason that is because if something goes wrong, you know who to go to. You're
Don't
covered.
think like that, man. You can't use that one.
Dude, I have to, and it's a
gotta go
$300
pound for
difference.
pound,
That's
figure for figure, not customer service. Like we can't use it. That's a cop out.
Are we saying that like? Well, the other thing is like it's like shipping is going to play a role.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Let's
Also-
just assume, hold on, for this here. Like we're not
just
talking
five,
shipping
just 500,
costs.
800. So
500,
I just did
800,
the
JD,
calculation.
which will go.
$500 is 62% of $800, man. That's like
Good job.
that is a lot less money for this figure. You know what I mean?
fuck it.
Yeah,
If I'm
it's
spending $500,
it's hard to say.
I'll go. I'll do 800.
I think I would
Well,
too,
I'm-
actually.
If I want to spend that much, fuck it.
Wait, sorry. Say what's your answer?
I want to go. I want to go J&D. If I'm already spending $500 and we're just talking 500 or 800, we're not talking about everything else. If I'm just talking 500 or 800,
There we go.
screw it. I'll do 800.
If
J&D.
this is
I'm
what you're
spending
at,
that much
if this
money
is
on
what you're at all in, I think it's a different story. Because actually, Artisan Joker like is I think it's closer to 550. I think went all in like with shipping and stuff. But if you're doing 500 versus 800, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. My answer is.
Well, I'll throw it in. I'm with Brick on this one. That's why I said let's just call it 500. Let's screw the import tax fees and all the technical crap we all complain about at this moment. Let's just go toe to toe. 500, 800, Artisan J&D. I'm with Brick. I'll go 800 J&D because I'm already there practically. So
Yeah.
might as well.
If it's just that and you take out all other variables, I think that's fair. It's just hard for me to look past that. It's just going to be a lot different when it comes to like all the other variables. But yeah, I mean, if you could only pick one, I feel like if you could only pick one, I would say go with the more expensive one in that case.
You're already there, man. Just dive in. Don't dip your toes in the water. Just dive in.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I think I would go J&D in that one. So, cool. All right. Last thing for tonight. We've had a lot of rumors that the Batman is going to be dropping soon. We even had somebody Photoshop shipper boxes to try and trick people to think that it was shipping soon, but that was not the case. So I forgot to end this poll too. Let me just end this poll really quick. For the Wolverine. All right. Excited for 90s 1/6 Wolverine. 62% say no. 37% say yes. And that's 37 votes. So, what do you guys think of that? I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, it is kind of a... I mean, Wolverine's big, but it's not necessarily a... You know, an Iron Man or something like that. So
It surprises me because it's the yellow one that everyone's like, we need, right?
right.
Like, it's not like the yellow with Hugh Jackman, but it's still like the yellow suit. But maybe Friday when we see like pictures, if we see pictures, more people will be inclined to get it.
Okay, well, having said that, let's go to the Batman. Guys, it's weird. The Bat Cycle might be out in Japan. People are putting up pictures. There's a review out.
We don't know.
Not released in Hong Kong. The Batman being rumored to be coming out any day. Excited. Getting it day one. Waiting on this figure. What are your thoughts? Is this coming out? Do you think this week, next week, tonight? The rumor is it could be coming out soon. And are you getting this over in art?
Let's go first.
Good question. Good question. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first since I have the least amount to say about this figure, just to get it over with.
That a boy, Rick.
Yeah, shake out my back, man. Move on. All
I mean,
right,
player.
DLO, you go.
No, that's the question
What
that
was gonna say.
that Jedi asked, would you get this over in art? The answer is yes. I would personally. I would go sculpted, and I don't like the sculpted from in art at all, really. So I would go Hot Toys. The more you guys talk about this, the more I kind of want it, but I'm still 50-50 on it. So in time, I'm sure I'll have this figure, but day one, I'm out. That's what I had to say.
I thought this was a
that's
stupid
fair.
look, but this is like one of my favorite parts in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Could anybody see
Cool.
themselves posing him like this?
I wish he didn't crash land.
I know,
Yeah,
and
same.
it's
I
so
wish they would have
short.
made him like, you know how cool that would have been if he just landed like, and you had the camera right in front of him, and just like landed like a badass or something. That would have been cooler. But this is a
Side
really
rant
cool
about
moment
that
in the
scene.
movie.
He totally should have died from that landing. Just like
Oh yeah, and to
Nah,
get up and
Batman.
walk away, I'm like that. That actually
Yeah.
bothers me every time I watch it.
it does.
But
I cringe at that part.
it's so cool to build up to it, and then he's whoa, and then flying through. I love
Yeah.
that part.
Not going to display it
I-
like this whatsoever.
I'll
but
pose it
it's
like
cool.
this, like after 20 years, and the suit is completely flaked up and
20
it's like
years.
no good anymore. I'll just
Yeah.
put him in the trash
Put
bag.
the trash
There you
bag on.
Yeah, good as
So,
new.
so I know Daniel's a little upset here. It looks like he believes that somebody has an account. Obviously, I can't really do anything about that. But Daniel, I just want to let you know, I did remove that account, so they aren't in here anymore. So hopefully you guys can work out whatever's going on. But I don't want anybody to feel like they're not welcome here or safe here. So try to use my best judgment, and hopefully things are good now. But getting back to this, I think this is going to be a day one purchase for me because I've been waiting so long for this. This and Peacemaker were my most anticipated figures of the year, believe it or not. Believe it or not.
do believe you.
Peacemaker, DLO, you can be on my side now. You've seen it in person. It is an amazing figure.
I'm in love. That's a damn good figure. That's a damn
Yeah.
good figure, for sure.
The Sneaker, you're getting the all in on this one, right?
Yep.
You're getting the signal and everything. I
Yep.
pre-ordered deluxe, and I think I'm still gonna get that, but I think I'm gonna go day one. Obviously when it comes out, I just need this figure. Look at how cool it is.
Yeah. I think like the signal too. I think if you go all in, I think it's like you save like $30 or something. So it's not like significant, but yeah, I went all in. I want a bat signal. Like I've talked about in the past, like I'm really high on this movie. It's like, yeah, it might be my favorite Batman movie, honestly. I just love this movie. So yeah, definitely getting this. I'll stand by kind of my prediction of the reason why they really haven't done any blogger photos and stuff and release stuff is because they're not going to until the figure is going to be released as well. I think that's like the fact that the bat cycle and the bat signal are already like, we've heard all the rumblings about how they're already like going to be shipping in the next couple of weeks, or actually that was like a week ago. So these things like should be starting to like ship from Sideshow here at any point. And I feel like once that happens, then we're going to get, I think, the reveal of the figure as well with the bat cycle and the bat signal. It's just such a weird thing. Again, it's a weird Hot Toys decision that the cycle and the signal are ready to ship, and the figure itself is just like, why is this? Why are they saying it's not? It's just, I think it's all going to come out relatively around the same time, because the signal is part of the SKU. The signal is part of the SKU. So why would you ship that separately and then not have it, like, I guess, unless they truly didn't have the figure ready, you know? But that's
well, that might be why the figure was delayed, so that it would come out around the same time as the bat cycle.
Yeah,
you know, we think it's because of InArt versus Hot Toys and all this stuff because we like drama, but
the Batmobile. Forgot about
what
that.
about it?
Yeah,
forgot about it. Teased us. Never gave it.
If they come out with that Batmobile, I'll get.
Yeah,
that
it won't happen. Don't worry, you're fine.
Don't worry, it won't happen.
I need it to not happen, to be honest, because
it won't. You're
dope.
fine.
That'd be
Don't
dope.
worry.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
DLO, you're a big Batman fan.
Huge.
I know you and I are the same, where we typically, I mean, we're always displaying our Batmans with the cowl on. Could you see yourself getting two figures and having one with the portrait of Battinson, because it is so unique with the black around the eyes? Could you see yourself doing that, or is one good enough for you?
That's a great question. Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. So here's the thing. This was 2018 DLO. Yes. Now, no, because that's just a waste of money, quite frankly.
Right.
I will just remove the cowl, and I will have my time with the Patterson sculpt every once in a blue and put it back on there. That's, this is me maturing as a collector and saying, I don't need to. I want to, but I don't need to.
This figure's gonna
But
look
is
so
it,
good.
to me, guys, like, can I just say, take a moment here, just to kind of acknowledge the fact that, like, does it not feel like this figure, or like at least this character of Batman, has officially gone viral with the community? Because it feels like it's like out of nowhere, it was forgotten for so long, except with Graham. I'll give Graham credit. From day one, he's all about this figure here.
I've been talking about this since July, when it was supposed to originally hit.
I have never been excited about this figure. I like this Batman. Don't get me wrong, it's not my favorite Batman, but I do like it. And I said, yeah, I'll pick it up eventually. But unfortunately, being friends with Graham forces you to want this figure more.
I manifest things, you know?
Sneaker legitimately is now a DC fan because of Graham. Like, that's just how strong his love is for this figure. That's the true thing.
Not only is he getting the bike, and he's going all
hold
around the
on a
signal.
second. I had seen this movie and liked this movie before knowing any of you. Full disclosure.
All I'm saying is,
yeah, but you weren't going to get it.
Steve,
I wasn't going to get the
bat
bat
a lot
cycle.
more plaid, and he's been listening to a lot more '90s punk rock lately. That's all I'm saying. It's a little more grunge. Just saying, but he hasn't shaved in months now. It's getting ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that people in the community are getting excited about a Batman. It feels like it's tough being a DC fan and kind of always being in the shadows, even though we are the shadows. But you know, it's nice to see Batman getting his praise over here. So I'm excited for this to come out, whether it's the InArt one or whether it's the Hot Toys one. To kind of answer your question, I'm all in for one of these here as well too, and I'm gonna get the deluxe one. I just want the bat signal. I need a bat signal with this figure here. So I know you guys had the bat cycle. I think I remember one, or maybe not both of you were getting the bat
Sneaker's
cycle.
Getting everything. He's getting
I'm getting
everything.
all
He's getting more than I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting the all in deluxe with the bat signal and the bat cycle. Give me all the Batman.
Your friend to spend over
and my
$1,000
first, and it's my first Batman figure. It's my first Batman figure.
That's exciting. That's cool.
I'm super hyped about it being my first Batman figure.
No, it's gonna look good. I mean, look at this. Just almost like that tactical suit. All the detail in the suit itself. The bat signal in the chest looks great. I think the Pattinson sculpt looks good. I think this will even look better than these prototype pictures show. And this is before they gave us the better hair sculpt.
Yeah, this is before the updates, right?
Yeah, these are the original.
Suit up a little bit and like, yeah.
I
still want that InArt one though. Still want that
I just
rooted
think
in our
collectors
one.
are going to be. It's going to be a win for both collectors. Whether you get the Hot Toys one or the in art one, I just feel like
they both look great.
collectors are going to be satisfied this time. I think it's that good.
There's
for both
so
of them,
many different display options, even if you
Yeah.
have both or one or whatever. Like it's just it's gonna look.
What do you guys think of a wired cape compared to a drape cape? Do you have a
this
preference?
Looks badass. This looks badass with a wire, man.
I kind of like in my early years of collecting back in 2020. Everything was drape, and then and I wanted wire. You know, I was getting a couple custom capes, and then I found it was just, I don't know. I think I prefer drape capes, and now everything's going to wired capes. So that's kind of just where I'm at with it. I mean, I don't mind them, but it's easier to get a natural look with a drape cape. It's harder to do that with the wired cape with that. So
until you see Moon Knight in person, that will change your mind on capes. That thing is like, that cape is insane what you can do with it.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
Pose. I don't know.
I was gonna say it depends how. I was gonna say it depends how they do the capes, because I don't have many figures with capes, but my Vision and Wanda from the same line have two completely different capes. Wanda's is awesome, and Vision's completely sucks.
True.
So like it depends how they do it, I guess.
I think it should be mandatory to have both in the packaging, a drape and a wire.
That would be nice.
I don't think it's
Best
that
of both
expensive
worlds.
to do. Like it's the small details like that. Like with when we were talking about John Wick a few weeks ago, we were talking about how it has like 2 different hair sculpts. Like things like that, like quality of life stuff for your figures for the price points. I think that's reasonable to ask for Hot Toys and all the other manufacturers to do. Like throwing stuff like that, that's not costing you a lot, and you're asking us to put up an extra, on average, $30 to $40 more per figure each year nowadays. Like throwing some more shit, guys. Seriously, sorry.
Right.
Excuse the
no, it's good.
It would be nice
like,
to have cape options where if you want to do like museum style
not?
pose,
You know?
versus something dynamic.
Yeah, X-Men likes both. And it'd be nice if they offered, to give you both, but we're not to that point yet, Casablanco says, I prefer the garbage bag, to be honest.
That's a lie. Stop that.
Well, I'm trying to think. Can you imagine, though? You have the DF-120s. You put them at the top on your back half shelf above everybody else on that base, and he's just like this.
Dynamic flying pose.
Yeah,
That would look cool, man.
The bat starfish.
everybody.
I would put them on my Christmas tree. That's what I do. I buy the figure just
the-
up on my Christmas tree.
Put them at the top of a tree.
There you go.
The
Why
really
not?
hard part is then like that's if you only
Light
have
'em up.
one, it's just so hard to choose that as your one and only pose
Right.
when you only have one of the figure. Like that
But
would
I mean,
just be
even if
so
you only
hard
do it
to
for a couple weeks, just to kind of change it up after a while. But yeah, I get it. I don't know if it's something I could do. Oh yeah, I got the Jackson Jew
God.
drape cape for my DX12 Batman. It was a game changer. Yeah, I mean, especially those older figures where the capes were horrendous. I mean, I don't want to get into a rant here because I know we got to end this soon. But like the two things, my pet peeves with Hot Toys that I can think of right off the top of my head, they're capes for Batman, which have gotten better, but majority, and then lightsabers. I mean, both really make or break a figure. Like, if it's not done well, like the lightsabers, CCFL look great. But then the custom capes, or even like the Batman Forever cape looks good. They've used a heavier material, something that drapes better. So they've gotten better. But even the new, I think the DX19 wasn't that great, DLO. That cape, and I used my custom
better,
for that one.
but
So
definitely.
I have
Not
2 more.
Batman
better.
Begins is trash. Ugh.
They could work on the Spidey webs and the cardboard backdrops or backgrounds. Those 2 things too. Other than that,
Yeah, the backdrops. Put a little more effort into them, or just don't do them.
yeah, right.
Put
Cool.
some
Any
dial
other
pieces on
thoughts?
the bases though. Like that Cobb Vant base is awesome. I like
That's
that
great.
modular. Like that stuff. Like
please do more of
Yeah.
those.
It doesn't have to be huge or like
no,
over
I
the
don't
top,
need
Addition
you
to
know?
those
a dock
rectangle
tentacle
bases.
popping out. It looks good, but I mean, after I get a couple more figures in my display, I don't have room for that anymore. So it's kind of pointless. This is smaller, compact. It's modular. Things like this should be done, or like Ahsoka. I like the Ahsoka one a lot. The new one,
Yeah.
Ahsoka,
Yeah.
the what, the gray or white, whatever they want to call her. That little extra piece, like that's neat. That's all you need.
Yeah.
like
A
that.
little subtle artistic addition
Yeah.
to a base that will make me actually want to use the base.
Yeah, so like things like we kind of said here, like maybe obviously more different hairstyles, to kind of show action poses. You're already doing the separate eye rolling system. That's a great touch with that there. Fixing the displays to do stuff like that, giving capes a wire. I mean, these are basic things that are not hard to produce on a mass production level here. I mean, just throw that stuff in there. That is not costing you a lot of money to do stuff like that. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
This is a badass picture. Right here.
I was gonna say this is a pretty cool pose. This might be something that I consider doing with my
DLO, was this
Batman.
one you brought up when we were looking at the photos of this too? And you were talking about
Is
like
I
putting him,
completely
like,
wrote off the
standing on the
bat
bike.
cycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
it, I
that's
was
right. You were like,
"Ooh."
I don't know, and then you saw this photo. I think it was this photo.
Yeah.
And you were like, damn, you could do like
Yeah.
a really cool, pose of him standing over the cycle. Yeah.
I slept it off. I came back to my senses, but it's a nice picture.
I wonder like what this cape like. Are you actually going to be able to do like have the cape actually like look like this? Like how are they going to be able to pull that off with a wired like Moon Knight? You can, but this I like this because usually the wire doesn't have like it doesn't have a lot of intricate wires where you can have it float like that on a lot of figures. You know what I mean? It has the wire just all around the edging.
Is it going to be somewhat?
Yeah.
Is it going to be somewhat made like Moon Knight? It kind of looks like you can do a lot with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it truly going to be like, can you put it in this pose and will it stay here?
Sure.
Like Moon Knight, you can do some of that. You can like put it really wherever you want and it'll float. If they do that with this cape, that would be really cool. It'd be the perfect figure to do it for. Or are they just throwing it up or like having somebody hold it
and then
photoshopping
snapping a
it
picture.
out. They might, they might be photoshopping it out of there. You know what I mean?
True.
Or is it actually holding there?
Let's see. Hammer of God says, have we touched upon that limited comic book Spider-Man? Fabric looks similar to Scarlet Spider to me, as none of the pics have any suit bunching. So we talked about it when it was teased, but we haven't looked at the pictures. Do you guys want to glance at that quick, or?
Yeah, why not? We're here.
We can real quick, yeah.
All right, let me pull that up. You guys just busy yourselves while I pull this.
Are you
up.
guys while he does that, do you guys like what are your predictions of when the Batman comes out?
Next week?
Next week.
Oh man. And
I'm gonna go.
No, actually, sorry, Brick. It's gonna come out probably tomorrow because I'm planning on getting that TVA Loki tomorrow, so I'm assuming it'll
So
come out
it's
tomorrow.
Gonna buy it.
There you go.
And mix all that. So that's what else. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say the week of Christmas, end of year.
Man, Justin was right. It's so crazy.
Say
He
that
came
Christmas
on.
Day. Yeah, I remember
Did
that.
Justin come on in June or early July?
It's been a
He
while.
said we'd probably get this
Yeah.
around Christmas. Props.
Yeah.
I would love to have
Knows
this released
things.
later this week, but I think next week is a safe bet.
Yeah. Damn.
This looks pretty cool. What's this
Why-
limited
Oh, dear.
to?
2000, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't be able to get this, but it's still.
It's. I'm a huge.
Oh,
Spidey
you're in
fan,
the
but-
queue. You've been 10 minutes early, but you're number 5,000 in line. Okay.
I wonder
Dang.
if they're gonna. You think they're gonna do a queue for this one? Because didn't
Yeah,
for Comic
they
Iron
did-
Man wasn't Comic Iron Man that was like 1,500? Wasn't that one just like here it is, it's up?
Yeah,
buy
but
it?
for the video game Spider-Mans, they did a queue.
Oh,
I feel like
So.
they did that for everything after Wonder Woman. Everything
Yeah.
after Wonder Woman has been a queue.
Been
Mhm.
that thing.
interesting.
I love that camera. There's just something about that.
This figure.
That's the main thing I like about this figure.
I like this figure.
I know it's weird.
I mean,
No
outside
matter-
of a representation of like Infinity War Endgame, I just want a classic Spider-Man. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I like that classic. But even the classic Spider-Man is like bigger built, taller. This guy looks a little bit more, narrow framed, and more, again,
So-
comic book driven. So look at these eyes.
Would you guys rather want this one or the other one that came out with the scorpion tail?
The classic.
The classic suit.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
want this
so
one.
If,
I want
if
this
these were
one.
the same price, you'd want this
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
I want this one. And the reason why is like, you remember I told you before, like when we first popped up these here, like I was the first one to say like this is like really a nice one here, and because it feels like a real person in the suit. Whereas the Spider-Man collection line,
True.
it feels like it's a skin, you know, like from the game, as opposed to the actual Spider-Man in it. There, this one feels like that. This feels like organically like this is how the Spider-Man should look. I mean, look at that.
DLO, you ruined it for me though.
Dude. I did
because you were talking about the animated, like a second head sculpt of like the actual Peter Parker, and it just ruined it for me when they didn't announce that. So now I don't want it. I'm
no,
like,
hold that hope. Third parties are good for that kind of stuff.
That's true. That's true.
Like, don't forget they did one for Peter Parker from the first
That's
Peter
true.
Parker.
You think his head will be removable though? You think his head will be removable if they don't include a sculpt?
I don't know, man. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of point where it
has there ever been a figure that can't be removed?
No, never.
So, oh yeah, so then that would make sense then. Yeah, if there's never been a Spider-Man that where the head hasn't been removed.
It looks like a neck, like a neck connector, kind of like a TASM to Spider-Man. Yeah, gotcha. I can kind of see it now, actually.
Joey says there was a queue.
Oh, for Iron Man,
but it didn't sell out fast.
Good to know. Yeah, gotcha.
Mike says
maybe that's okay.
Yeah, the weird bunching of the web pattern on the head irritates me. What's weird is the eyes here look white, then they look silver. I wonder if it's just the way that the light differentiates it.
I think there's different. Yeah,
you have the chrome and then like the grayish.
See, I'm not a fan of the. Can you go back to the squintier ones for a second? The like 2-page that right there. I don't like these here. No, you're right. Go back there. There it goes. I don't like this one over here because they're not flush enough to the head sculpt, and it almost looks like pointy horns. I'm not a fan of that.
It takes up too much of the red.
These ones either.
I don't like those. Yeah, the bigger eyes are better. 100%.
What's up, low key collector in the house? Thank you for being here. Quick shout out to Calvin. Yeah, this looks cool. Do we have a date on this or not yet?
I don't think so.
RSVP is up though.
Oh, shit.
Oh, is it?
Do that.
Okay.
I should do that. So when I
might still
go into the queue, I'm 5,000. You know.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, I will tell everyone these, and Graham can attest to this too. These plastic backdrops are going to be a huge letdown when you get this thing. When you feel how flimsy these little things are that just go into the base. It's the cheapest plastic. And they literally just like go into the edge of the base. So you're just going to have to like put it around the perimeter of it. It's just going to be a cheap, flimsy piece of plastic.
So it is plastic. It's not cardboard.
No, it is plastic.
It's going to be plastic.
It's like and it has perforated edges. So you have to like fold it a certain way to get the look. Because they kind of make it like look a certain way. Like you have to like fold it along the perforations to get it to like look right. And it's not like the stand looks cool. I think the stand looks like it looks cool, but those plastic pieces are just not for a premium. It's just kind of takes away from the premium feel of it. I feel like Wonder Woman's the same way. It's just like a plastic sheet.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, and that's only reason I asked about the cardboard was because the the End of the Spider-Verse figures had cardboard.
See, I wonder if now that you say that, I wonder this. So this Spider-Man sign, you can like the word Spider-Man, you can tell is plastic, but those buildings, it's hard to tell whether or not those are cardboard or not.
Yeah.
But then again, if it's cardboard, that's kind of just like it's like a cardboard. It's just cardboard. Well, you know what I mean? It's
a question I have for you guys too is: do you guys think they come out with this Green Goblin in 1/6?
That'd be nice.
Cool.
I feel like they're kind of going in on this comic, these comic figures now.
Well, this one
because I would buy that Goblin
right now. That Wolverine that we just like touched on briefly. This is like would look sick with that. In my opinion. Especially if they fill out the team for X-Men a little bit more, get us a proper Cyclops, maybe a Gambit, Rogue definitely there, Jubilee, stuff like that.
Oh man,
this would look awesome.
A Gambit would be dope, but that Goblin with that glider, 1/6 scale, dude, I'm all in. Day one, I would do whatever I had to do, 100%.
You know what?
That's my Joker. You know, I have to.
Yeah, I'm most impressed with the bunching. You got this arm almost up. You know, parallel with the body, and you don't see any folds here. Let's see here.
God, that camera. Remember, we had a question before the more pictures came out if that camera was going to be like stuck in the hand, like a certain hand. that proves going around his neck that it will not be.
Right.
Obviously, right? Yeah.
It just looks very clean and very
It does.
true to that Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's a good classic suit representation. You know.
Yeah, smaller body, but not a whole lot of bunching like some of these other ones. Like even here, look. Usually we'll see ripples going on right around here, and I mean, yeah, a little bit here, but it's not egregious. It's not bad at all.
The eyes to me are still not accurate, but they're cool. Like I like them. You know what I mean? It's different.
Have to be
like
silver. I hate that choice there. It should just be white.
That
should have been it.
It should be white, 100%. But it's different. It's cool. I don't know.
You could mod a pair.
I do love that he has the web gauntlet. So I love that.
Yes.
I'm a fan of those. Like I always thought Spider-Man should always have those gauntlets exposed, in my opinion, on his suits. It gives it a nice touch.
I feel like the webbing on the suit is more pronounced as well.
It is
darker, so I like that. I like that too.
Yeah, this is a beautiful piece. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I mean, is it perfect? No, but I like more about it than I don't like about it.
I agree. You know, and I'm definitely. I mean, Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man, but he's not like one that I need multiple of. But like I said, I want the MCU version. But then if I could get a classic, I'd be in on that. So
if there's one Spider-Man, if there's one Spider-Man to have right now, which one is it? If you can only get one.
That's
would you guys go with a Tom Holland one, or would you guys go with like video game one?
See, I think it depends on what time you grew up around.
Right.
I really think that's important.
To me, it's I like this one in classic. Like I just want a classic Spider-Man if I could only have one, even over like Iron Spider or Advanced Suit. Yeah, but even the color is different here from classic. Classic's a little bit lighter. This one's gonna be a little bit darker of a blue, and I like this a lot better. I think.
Yeah, like the classics have like these subtle variations. That makes it hard to choose a classic.
And it's just too buff. Buff. It's not too buff, but like compared to what, if you really want just a classic
bigger
Spider-Man,
than all the other Spider-Mans.
Right? Yeah. So I like this. I'm gonna sign up for the RSVP, and hopefully get lucky because Wanda struck out, Anakin has struck out. Joker, I didn't really try for. So.
Do you think this is going to be as hard to get as those other ones?
What was Wanda? How many was Wanda?
I don't
she
remember.
was like well, DLO, what were you for Wanda?
What was I for Wanda? Like when I didn't get her?
Yeah.
That
were
one?
you like weren't you like under 1100?
I was under 1800. So
Okay.
it was going to be supposed to be above. I think so. It was like
I forget when she sold out.
2500. I think it was supposed to be.
She sold out when I got up to take her. So it was my number, and I got in, and I click on her, and then it said you can join the wait list.
Do you remember your number?
Yeah,
I thought it was
same
around
for me.
11, maybe 11 or 1200 that she
It
sold.
was a reason. I remember mine was a reasonable number, and I didn't get it anyway, which was BS.
And it was
I was
surprising.
like- I was at
it was
600 or
surprising
800
compared to
me.
it was
I got
very
it.
surprising compared to the other ones. How she like Sideshow seemed to have like a smaller allotment versus like Anakin and or at least the Joker.
Yeah.
You know, like it seemed like
The video game Spider-Man though, they I think Peter Parker lasted 20 minutes and Miles lasted like 40. I don't remember their numbers though. But
So the question for you, Rob, is which Spider-Man would be your ultimate? If you could only have
honestly, I
one.
don't know the name for it, but I know exactly what it is, and you guys can
Zombie
tell me.
Hunter?
It is the yeah, Zombie Hunter. It's the Tom Holland Spidey from Homecoming. I love that.
Oh,
suit.
sure. Yeah, that's a good one too.
It's
If
it's
I
not my
get a
favorite
classic,
movie.
I'd
By
go for that one.
It's not my favorite movie, but I love that suit.
Which one are you talking about? Which suit though? He had two.
The
Just the lighter blue, right?
Is it the advanced suit?
Oh,
From which
I don't
one is
know.
it from?
That's the
You said
black
It's
from
the one with
red.
the backpack, the college. He's got the backpack.
Oh yeah,
he's
I got
like-
that one.
yeah,
I got
that's
that
the
one.
good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I have your
Yeah.
favorite one.
That is the one. Thanks.
Should have talked to you about that before I got that Green Goblin, shouldn't I? Oh, well.
What about Cyborg Spider-Man?
That would be my second favorite. Said no one ever.
I'm just looking at Spider-Man. So
The
I would say
advanced
the
suit
second
Spider-Man is
best
really
one.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't
also
have that one
really
yet.
have
It's
I don't
coming.
have a lot of experience with Spider-Man's, but that Advanced Suit 2.0 from the PlayStation 5 game is, or I guess from Spider-Man 2 is really cool, man. Him and Miles
I
both.
cannot wait for that to come in.
They are both awesome. But like I said, I don't really have, those are my first 2 Spider-Man figures. And then I know I saw Garfield in person at Brick's place, but yeah, I don't really have a lot, but I will speak to that one as being like, yeah, I
When
can see why
is-
everybody's like really high on Spider-Man figures.
When are they going to announce the Tobey Maguire symbiote suit from 3? Like officially, it's not on Sideshow
Right.
yet.
It's not on. It's on. I mean, it's
Oh,
on
like up for
Sideshow coming
pre-order?
soon, but it's not on pre-order yet.
Yeah, coming soon means nothing to me. Like
Yeah,
I need,
right.
I see prices and numbers there.
So that's an iffy one for me. Like I
yeah,
don't know. It bothers me a little bit.
really quick, because I'm looking at Sideshow. I'm looking to RSVP for that Spider-Man, and Collection Obsession says I couldn't find the RSVP for the Spider-Man. Is it
I found
my
it. I found it.
invitation?
I found it. Here, I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the link because
No, don't help them.
I couldn't find it either.
There you go.
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, I'll probably RSVP. I don't know. You guys know me. I changed my mind.
You
Like,
haven't
yep, need it.
Yeah, you weren't gonna get Venom.
Yeah,
That big
I
ass
will do
Venom
it for
Yeah,
you.
that.
pre-ordered.
Brick, you should have
Man.
this Spider-Man. I'm gonna go out say on public record here. You should have.
I think
that
I'm gonna try.
Spider-Man.
I think I'm gonna try and
I
get this
agree.
one. I think I'm gonna try and get this one. I want to get a classic suit.
Rick
I
will
feel
try
like
and
is
get
the
this one. I know him.
He will.
Well,
I'll put myself in the list just for Brick.
All right.
you know what's
I'm
going to be the best one though. I
waitlist,
said this.
or the
I said
RSVP.
this to on Steve.
Then
on
I'll
his collector
double the
tour.
price when it sells out.
That Spider-Man coming out. I think the window's January to something, but
Red
from
and
the
blue
end
suit?
of No Way Home, the red and blue suit is going to be amazing. The
Appreciate it,
Tom
Raiden.
Holland head sculpt looks great. It's going to be great. The suit looks amazing. The problem is we saw that suit at the end of the movie, but is it still going to be his suit in Spider-Man 4, or is that just like a quick scene? And everybody's like, oh, this is a suit for the future. What if it's not? He's going to be in college. It's got, it's different.
Did they even confirm that he's going to be doing another movie?
They confirmed that he signed for another trilogy, but now they're trying to say that he's talking about not coming back. But if he's already signed, like, I don't know if they're trying to get hype to come with it because they're trying to find a director.
He's
don't
doing it. He's just trying to get
He's
more
got
money.
nothing
Another
now.
thing is,
Yeah,
I would
wow.
say, I wouldn't let that stop you from getting this one because that is going to be a long ways out. A long
it's true.
ways out.
2020 into
So
2025.
like, to
beginning
bank
of
on what his
2026.
next suit is going to be is going
Right.
to would just be like you're 3 to 4 years out potentially on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
No,
Just-
and the
just
movie's
wait
not
until
even
we get-
started. The movie hasn't even
Yeah.
been like the
No.
movie's not even greenlit and it's not even in production. You're looking at maybe even longer than that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You're
It's
like
gonna be a
4 years
long
away
time.
from that one.
The
being a
secret,
problem.
the
At
Secret
least
Wars with
minimum.
Tom Holland, with
Minimum.
Tom Holland head sculpt would be nice. We'll see when that
Spidey's.
happens.
So many
Too many.
Spider-Man figures.
Too many freaking Spideys.
Well, boys, that was a fun show.
It was.
What?
I think we're
Glad
gonna
we did it.
we're gonna call it. Yeah, I mean, we aimed for an hour and a half, and the fact that we're gonna end at 2 hours, I think is pretty good for me. So, we're good. But
Good.
the fact that we kind of canceled the show and then started later, really appreciate you guys, coming on and checking us out. 60 in the chat right now. We got a great thing going on here, and I know the panel feels the same way, that we look forward to doing this every single week with you guys because it's just so much fun to share this hobby and just a good group of people that come and watch this show. So you guys make it so much fun, and I appreciate your comments and just giving us extra stuff to talk about. So thank you guys for supporting us. And I just want to invite you guys to subscribe to each one of these gentlemen. I have their YouTube channels in the description below. You can click on them and go support them as well. So, nothing but respect for you guys out there. Appreciate it. Really quickly, just going to let you guys plug your channels before we call it a night. And I'm going to start with DLO because he is right next to me. And he just came out with a video.
Yeah. I felt bad knowing that we were going to cancel the show, and unfortunately, my video tour, all my files were deleted. Unfortunately, after all that time recording there, so I was pretty pissed off. But I said, you know what? Let me work on putting something together super fast since we're not going to do a Wolfpack Wednesday. So I pushed forward my top 10 Marvel figures in my collection. So that's officially out. I was doing that until 4 a.m. And then I got the soul crushing message in the morning from the boys. Like, we should just do the show. And I'm like, I saw myself, I'm going to stay up late, get the video out. I'll rest tomorrow since we have the show. And they're like, guys, we shouldn't cancel. We should definitely do the show. And I'm just like half awake looking at
respond for
like,
a while.
Just like, oh God. So, and I'm on the East Coast, so it's
right.
that's a little harder for me there, but it was well worth it. I'm glad we decided to push through. You guys definitely make it easier in the comments there. You guys are a phenomenal crowd. We couldn't do without you. As I always say, it is Wolfpack Wednesday, but Wednesday is for the boys. So yes, I did put out that video. If you guys have a chance, take a look at it. Tell me what you think. I'd love to know what you guys have as a top 10. I really want to know what everybody else is, because I know mine is probably not going to be what everybody would put in their top 10. I want to know what theirs is. So if you do watch my video, leave a comment because I want to read that. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. It's always a blast here every Wednesday. I already can't wait for the next one. It's going to be a blast. Thanks.
Everybody give DLO a shout out in the chat. Give him a howl and a too sweet for being on the East Coast and just being an hour ahead of us and hanging in there. Especially after not getting sleep last night. So we appreciate everything that DLO does for the cause of the Wolfpack. Brick, how about you, sir? I know you've been busy, little boy over there, hopping between hobbies.
Yeah, I got the Life Lego built, which is a new live stream talking about the life of the Lego collector and how they got to where they are now. So I know out of the 60 people that are in right now, at least one of you guys got to be a Lego collector. So come watch that. Usually I try to go about every other weekend. Episode 4 will be airing hopefully the 17th. Other than that, just waiting for my miles to come in and maybe doing a quick short on that for unboxing. Don't know if I'm going to do anything else with that. But yeah, just trying to figure out some content to come, sooner than later, building up to Christmas, being very busy. But lucky and happy that we did the show tonight, because I love hanging out with you guys, love hanging out with the panel and the chat, and getting to know everybody. So yeah, too sweet.
Awesome, man. Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Also, thanks for bringing the Christmas spirit. I think
Feels so
be better
bad
next week. We'll be better next week. So. Sneaker, how about you, man? What you got going on over there on your channel?
Oh yeah, so I was supposed to stream tonight. I was supposed to stream tonight on my own channel, but I really appreciate you still doing the show, because that was a lot of fun as always. I feel like no matter what, even if you feel like not streaming, I feel like every time I stream, I am feeling good about doing it. So appreciate you still, Graham, putting on the show for everybody tonight. I'm doing a show on Friday night, 8 p.m. Central. Revenge of the 6th, and I do one topic, that's all there is, and then the rest of it is chat driven. So the topic for this week is video game wish lists. So I will put some info out on that here shortly. And then also, everybody, I am at 446 subs. I need your help to get to 500 subs. A little sneak peek, I am doing 5 total giveaways for my 500 sub celebration. Okay, 5 total. I'm not going to say what they are quite yet, but it's going to be a live stream, 5 giveaways. So please, if you haven't already, please go check out my content. Consider subscribing to my channel. And I will give the giveaway details soon, but it's very exciting. Really good giveaways from a couple people in the community. So yes, that's what I will say. Collector tour. I'm interviewing Hot Toys Hotline next week. Connor from Hot Toys Hotline.
Nice.
I believe on Monday. I think it's Monday. So that's another thing for next week. So a lot going on, but yes, please get excited for some nice giveaways.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Yeah, good to have you as always, Sneaker. I actually came out with a video tonight too that I was gonna drop. Just give the people at least something. And it's a new lightsaber video. It's like I was able to get some lightsabers from Saber Mock and review them, and I had a lot of fun doing it actually. And I have like this new found excitement for lightsabers, and I hope it's not like this new rabbit hole that I'm going to get into because they're fun. And
They are.
like going, you can go through all the cycles and they have like a voice over of who it is, like Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, and then you have the color and how the saber sounds and everything. So check that out. It is going to premiere. Well, it's supposed to premiere Friday, but Sneaker's wanting to see it. I'm sure some of you out there are as well. So I might just throw that out tomorrow instead of my normal Friday release. So
Yes.
I got that going on. I did film part of my top 5 least favorite figures. So that'll be coming out probably next week. And then we'll have Wolfpack next week as well. Also, hey, want to give a really quick shout out to the Ben Thomas Show for taking the plunge and being a part of the watch. Welcome to the club, my friend. Thank you so much for going above and beyond and supporting the channel. You are now unlocked to emojis. You are you're going to be in special giveaways. We have channel members only giveaways. One that we're probably going to be doing around Christmas, amongst other stuff too. So thank you so much for supporting me and the cause here. So I do appreciate that. And then Collection Obsession says, so close to 5K, hit that like button. Yeah, I'm about 34 away from 5K. It's been long and grueling getting through the 4,000s, and appreciate everybody that's just subscribed and supported the channel. I didn't even know if I'd ever get to 5K when I started, so it's a big step for me, and I just, again, thankful for everybody out there. But looking to do a giveaway of a figure, and I'm getting the details here. I think we can still make this work, but working with Collector's Own. If you guys haven't heard of Collector's Own, it's a Hot Toys reseller that gets their stuff directly from Sideshow. Really good company run by Marcos. So I have the the website in the description below if you guys want to check that out. Go see if there's some figures there that you can pick up. I also have a coupon code that you can use as well. So go check out Collector's Own. And I will keep you guys up to date on a 5,000 giveaway as well as a Christmas giveaway for the channel members. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming. It's good to see my boys on the panel, creating their content and doing their stuff as well. And appreciate each and every one of you guys out there. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time, stay safe out there, and we will see you soon next week. 1 week closer to Christmas.
Let's go.
Good night.